Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys.
Yeah, Whitey Gleason, Jay Johnson coming to you from the Kimpton Sawyer Revival. Jay, I believe that we may have a couple of members of the Oklahoma City Thunder enjoying a swim right now. I'm not positive, but that'd be my guess.
No, I think you're I need to turn on my mic. I think you're 100% right there, sir. I was getting ready to get in the pool, and it looks like they're going through a workout, some treatment, some water therapy of some sorts. And so I was going to find myself in the pool. I saw another member of the team come down, and looks like the trainer waved him off and said, no, come back here in 30 minutes, and I got you one time, you know.
It's amazing how scheduled that all is.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the opportunity to travel with the team? Any professional team?
Not a real team, just the Mountain Lions.
Did you well, that was a real team at one point in time, and I
knew that.
Culpepper. Yeah, absolutely. The one of the things that most people don't know is how tight schedules are, especially in the NBA, compared to baseball. And I've never had the opportunity to travel with any team in football, so I don't have that answer. But sometimes it's a little tighter than what most people believe. And most people don't see when you're a young guy, treatment starts at 3 and 4 in the morning, and you have to go down to the banquet room at the hotel.
Right.
And, then you got to be ready for a shoot around, so you got to be down at the bus at a certain time. And, nothing that some of us don't do ordinarily, but here we go.
Yeah.
We're at the Revival, and, we got OKC out here, water therapy, water aerobics.
Yeah, you go in the locker room, and in the lockers they have notices on tomorrow you're at this time.
Yes.
Yeah, just the notifications. But here's a notification for you before we get any further here at Revivals. We get ready for the Kings tonight in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Women's basketball comes to Golden One Center this Monday when you got Oklahoma facing off UCLA number 3, Oklahoma 6th ranked. So here's your code word for this hour. Your code word for this hour, your chance to win a pair of courtside seats, is going to be court.
Court.
C-O-U-R-T, court.
Get on the court and hoop.
Yeah, so you text that, 916-339-1140, for your chance to win a pair of courtside seats to see UCLA take on Oklahoma this Monday at 7:30. Speaking of Oklahoma, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder visiting today. And I already saw on my way up here to Revival, Jay, as I know I told you earlier.
Yes, sir.
I was on the elevator with Chet Holmgren. I can confirm that he's very tall.
How about body-wise?
I can confirm that he is very thin.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't say anything. He was on the elevator with a couple of members of their traveling party, coaching staff, and they're like, what are you guys doing?
Some sorts.
I wanted, hey, could I take a picture? But I didn't say anything. But it was just, it's remarkable how tall and thin he is.
Well, first of all, you don't need to take no picture. You're a legendary figure yourself.
Right.
So unless they asking you, then there it was.
Aren't you the Friday Night Theater guy?
Absolutely.
That's right, Chad, but no pictures today.
No pictures, please. 0 of those.
Right.
No pictures, please.
Yeah. So we've got NBA Cup play opening tonight.
We got who?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
Just checking.
What's
the name of this joint?
This is the Emirates NBA Cup. And this is the first game for both teams in Cup play.
Okay.
So I think it's it's almost not fair anymore the way people in the media, I know speaking for myself, we tend to pummel that thing pretty good. It's a work in progress. I'm sure it's working in the sense that they're getting a lot of money from Emirates to sponsor it. Other than that, it's not bad or anything. It's just I just don't feel like it's really gaining any traction with the fans.
I will say I was getting ready to cough as the wind just hit me right in the chest real fast. But I don't think this is going the way they want it to go. And when I say they, I just say the NBA, the National
The commissioner,
Basketball.
this is his baby.
It sounds, well, that's what we were told.
Yeah.
But has he really put double down? Has he tripled down on it in year 2?
they're trying. You know, they got the new court designs, and they do have a sponsor. The first year, wasn't it just the NBA Cup?
I thought it was Emirates. Was it?
The first year, I'm not sure it was, and maybe I'm wrong because
Okay.
I really
No, you might be right.
To our point, don't pay that much attention.
No,
to it.
yeah.
And again, it's kind of cliche to say, oh, this tournament nobody cares, but it's interesting that they're gonna stick with it for a number of years here as they try to force us to care.
Well, this is year 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is year 3.
You were the first 2 champions.
Lakers #1 and the Bucks
That's
last
right.
year.
See,
Yeah.
you are a big Emirates Cup fan.
Well, I just remember because there's a few things. First of all, the Lakers won the first one, and you had to talk bad about the fact that they won it. And then remember we talked about the raising the banner, and I don't remember who we spoke with, but somebody, it was Stu Lance or somebody from the Lakers organization, and they were talking about, yeah, they made us put it up. It was Joe. I can't remember who we were talking to.
Yeah, it's not even a banner; it's a sticky note.
Yes, absolutely, and it's the last one.
Yeah,
and so I remember the Lakers winning one. So the second part I remember last year, and the only reason why is because when Dame on the Bucks won, remember he told all the youngsters, "You can have my check."
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you can split it up. So those two things, those two symbols, have allowed me to remember, who's won it. Now, don't even ask me. I think the first game started last week. I remember seeing somebody. I don't remember who was, but I know they started last week, so I'm not tied in at all.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
good, man.
Do you remember when
I'd
the
rather
Kings
watch the pool ruffle.
when the Kings clinched their group by beating the Warriors here in the first year of the tournament? It was a very memorable moment.
Really?
Yes. I was on my phone. I was in Okinawa watching it in a department store in Okinawa.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to sit up here and perpetrate.
Well, my point is that initially the first one, there was some excitement like, oh, this is maybe something the Kings can win. And then, the Pelicans just
said no way.
Destroyed them. But,
Yeah.
there was a little bit of enthusiasm. We just got more important things to worry about right now than the freaking Emirates NBA Cup,
Well,
right?
just winning the game.
Yes.
We need to win.
Yes.
So the first year we clinched it to the semifinals or whatever, and going to beating the Warriors to play the Pelicans. So that was a year we got smacked 7 times by the Pelicans.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So
Yeah.
that was the reason why we lost so many games now off the top of my head. It's called coming back. It's coming back, Whitey. I make it a point not to know or remember any of the NBA Cup games.
Yeah.
I truly don't.
Hopefully we'll get something memorable tonight, whether it has anything to do with the NBA Cup or not. So Zach LaVine not on the injury report.
Seems to be
Domas
healthy.
questionable. And like I said, it looked to me like Chet Holmgren's ready to go, and Caruso also ready to go for the Thunder tonight.
Should be all hands on deck for the most part tonight, minus the few people that we know have been injured, a la Keegan. And so I expect a ball game. Unlike, not saying, the win a couple nights ago wasn't a ball game, because anytime keeping score, competition, we want to win.
Especially against that team.
Absolutely, no doubt. I don't care if we were playing jacks, ping pong,
That's right.
that ain't horseshoes.
Operation. Mousetrap.
Absolutely, hungry hippo. We want to beat the Warriors. But I'm expecting a good game, and you got the MVP in the building, of course, too. Finals MVP in the building. One of the best, if not top 3, not number 1, whatever you want to call him. He's in the building tonight. So that always brings, that's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for the people that's been living under the rock. That always brings excitement.
Yeah. I know we're just getting started here. The new season has just popped out of the sports womb, if you will. That said, as we have this ongoing debate about the Kings, should they commit to younger players? Should they be all in this year and win as many games as they can? If the Kings win tonight, I know that's a tall order against
Right.
OKC. They almost beat them there. If they win tonight, I think we may have to reassess some things, because then you'd be 4-5. And if the play-in started today, the Kings would actually be in it.
Yeah, well, they're right on pace for where we thought they were, right?
I guess they are. I mean, I'll be honest, the first week and a half or so, I thought there's no way they're going to get even a sniff of the play-in.
Well, that's why you were drinking the negative juice. you were when you walked up to the
It
cooler.
was on sale.
Yeah, it was. It was. That much is true. And in this environment, I understand why you're looking for the clearance price.
Yeah.
But I think this team is – I said it, and I don't remember when I said it, but I did say it in this form. There's going to be a time during this season, this team, meaning the Kings, will win 5 in a row. And you could sit there and listen if you're at your job, you're working out, you're at home, wherever you're at in your car. You could be like, Jay, you're crazy. It happens in the NBA every single season. The worst teams go on a 4 or 5 game winning streak. It happens. And then vice versa, unless you are a top-notch team, you normally lose 4 or 5 in a row too somewhere along the season. And I say that to say average teams that play in the middle, teams that are looking for a play-in spot, teams that are at the bottom of the play-in bracket, 6, 7, fighting for that 6th spot. Those teams are going to lose 4 or 5 games in a row, and they're going to win 4 or 5 games in a row. So I expect this team to be up and down. It's going to be up and down all season, Whitey.
Yeah, no one would say this, but I get the sense right now the Kings' feeling is, how far are you guys going to go? The point at Russ. It depends on how far he's going to take
big time
us.
goes.
That's the way it's going right now.
Man, I stopped in the barbershop real quick to get a quick lineup, and you know how it goes when you hit the barbershop.
Do I?
Yeah, come on now. You are steadfast in the
That's
barbershop.
Right. That's right.
Immediately.
I got my own chair.
That a boy. You should. Matter of fact, on time slot and everything.
It says Stretchy B right on it.
Is it sewn or is it ironed on?
It's just like a decal.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but it's something.
That's right. More than most. And immediately the conversation comes, hey, Jay, what's going on? They want to know what you think. And I have a pet peeve or rule. As much as I go into the barbershop, and, you have this. This is our job. I always tell people, do you really want to take your job outside your job every single day? If you're over at the DMV line and you're doing registrations and licensing and everything else, it kind of gets on your nerves when a friend or, hey, I got a registration question, right? That's, I know people that. So it's the same thing. But immediately people's like, what's up with Russ? And I'm like, dude's been balling. He's been balling. And then it just a huge umbrella. The umbrella folded out, Whitey.
Yeah.
Best person on the team. He's overrated. He's playing
it
good.
all came out. All
just
sides of it.
Everything. How this isn't gonna last longer than 10 minutes. He's when the 20 game stretch comes, watch him be burnt out. He's too old. He should be starting. Just so many branches to the tree of Russell Westbrook, and he's been that way for a long time.
Yeah,
and it's no different.
Yeah, and the Kings could probably use some of that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But people were talking about buying jerseys, coming to the game because Russ is here. Oh, no, I'm not going to the game because Russ going to take over. He's going to have a dumb turnover. You just got to get the whole gambit.
That's the thing.
What's going on?
That's the amazing thing. He hasn't been doing that. I'm going to see right now, pardon me, this may be a little, for those watching,
yes, sir,
a little uneven. I want to see if we can get the gentlemen who are behind us and maybe somebody can identify. No. Just see if we can get the.
No, I can't see. You got to move out the way.
All right.
You got to turn it just a little bit. Nope, the other way. There you go.
Is it we have him?
Yeah, but you can't zoom in. You got to zoom in on that fella. Yeah.
Oh, okay. They just got out.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
well, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Sorry about.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We've already been
Sorry
talking about other 4 and 7 pound things on the show for the last couple
we
days.
don't need to do any of that. It was interesting. The Athletic had a piece on Russ the day after his big game against the Warriors. I forget the name of the gentleman who wrote it. It wasn't one of their primary writers, but it was a really short story.
Okay.
And it was Russell Westbrook had a big game, and he's really fitting in despite just coming to the Kings shortly before the season started. And I got the sense that somebody with the Athletic says, hey, this guy's a story. We got to write something. We don't have anything on him. Yeah, we got to write something because he was one of the stories of the night in the NBA Wednesday night.
Definitely. Absolutely. Come on now. I mean, it's a triple-double from a
36-year-old, 37-year-old?
36, 37, 36, I believe.
Almost 37.
Yeah. But he is – I'm looking for a great word, great adjective to describe Russell. Because he's the type of person – and just go back to the last game, White. When you say humbly, I'm the best rebounding point guard to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
You don't normally hear players say, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm this. Russ doesn't have no problem with that.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Jay, if I channeled my inner Westbrook, would it be fair and accurate to say you're listening to the most highly rated sports talk show in the Valley right now.
Absolutely.
Afternoon show.
Yes,
Yeah.
come on, man. San Joaquin section, baby. Absolutely speak
right.
on it.
That's
what
right.
you do.
Russ is rubbing off on me.
But he's that guy, though,
Yeah.
right? He is the type of person that it's just it's easy to have a conversation about. No matter how you feel about Russ, his play, his persona. You know, a lot of times people talk about how he dresses, his wardrobe.
Oh, that's right.
He's just one of those guys in the league that people pay attention to.
Yeah. And similar to Malik, they're different in a lot of ways, but I would say similar in this sense. One of the things we love about Malik, what you see is what you get.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's on the sleeve.
Yeah.
You don't have to look under the blankets to understand what Russ is talking about.
Right.
Right? I don't know if you're the type of guy. Sometimes I don't like getting under the blanket big time.
What?
We live in 100-degree weather area, man.
I know,
Sometimes
but
you
it's
jump
November.
on top, fam. Well, I'm not talking about right now. I'm just saying, you know. And my wife is forever cold. Typical woman. She's just always cold, man. You know. At least in my household. Typical household, my household, right?
Yeah.
That's a nice go-yard bag over there. Yeah, it's NBA money, baby.
I'm going to figure out who that is because it's like I
It's
know
Aaron
who that
Wiggins.
is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looked like Aaron Wiggins.
There
over
we go.
too. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, they
Yes,
were very
sir.
nice when I was letting you in. They go, "How we doing?" They're very
of course.
nice. So.
Yeah, well, they better.
Yeah,
Just,
but
you're
they're
in
Oklahoma City Thunder, so I just snarled that out.
a boy. You're not at home. You're in our city.
Right.
Be careful. Allegedly, we have been known to slide a little Wagyu beef to the wrong person.
That hasn't been proven.
Not confirmed.
Yeah. How about the? I know we talked a lot about this yesterday. We got a lot more Kings conversation to come today. How about those Raiders last night, Jay? The Broncos again left the door open for the longest time. That was one of the worst football games I've ever seen in my life.
Terrible, man.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Normally you'd think, if I hadn't seen the game, I'd think, I know it was low scoring, but it was close, so it must have been entertaining. No, it was terrible.
It was terrible, man. But that's the typical Thursday night that we've been used to. You know, the AFC South battle. Just a bad game all the way around.
Yeah.
Truly was.
Yeah, Denver now has the best record in the league. They are nowhere near the best team in the league. Their defense is very formidable.
Yes.
Bo Nix sometimes like, whoa.
Yep.
Hot boy ain't right. He was trying to throw one pass, and I think they ended up kicking ended up being the winning field goal. And he's aiming like over the middle. His whole body's aimed that way. And then he sees a guy in the corner of the end zone, and so he just he doesn't reset his feet.
Yep.
He just
All
starts
arm.
throwing, then like, ugh.
Yep.
I mean, it was like, honey, that's not how we do that.
That's all arm. He threw the sweeper.
Yeah,
he threw the
tried,
sweeper.
and the fans are boo.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be 3rd and 11, and he'd throw underneath for 4 yards, incomplete. Boo!
Man, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because they have their, 8? What are they? 6? What are they now?
They're
7-2.
8-2.
8-2, right?
Best record in
Yeah.
the National Football League.
Man, that's ridiculous. Who would have said the Broncos? But I'm not mad because I just need anyone to finish in front of the Chiefs in that division.
Well, you got a good
So
shot at that.
if they can stay there and the Chargers are right there, we got an opportunity for the Chiefs not to make the postseason. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm
Right.
going to hate when it comes to the Chiefs. But the Broncos got it done. 10-7 is ugly. That's almost a Pop Warner score.
Yeah.
That's a Snoop League score.
And it was worse than that score indicated.
Yes.
Sloppy play, terrible kicking, bizarre plays. They had a 3rd and 1, the Broncos did, and they ended up throwing it looked like a screen, and it ended up being a designed wide receiver pass, and they lost about 8 yards. On 3rd and 1, it was just bizarre.
Yeah. But, you know, typical, and this is the tough part, right? Typical Raiders. When you need to do something and when you need to accomplish, when the game is in the fold for you and you have an opportunity to grasp the W, they just fold, man. I'm talking about origami. They just fold, brother.
Yeah. My wife, Sheena, had been working all this week. She worked 4 days this week. And so I like to, give her a little shoulder massage.
Yeah,
and so we're
boy.
watching the game.
Yeah, boy.
And so I'll give you a massage.
Hot rock.
Yeah. And then so that's just as the Raiders are lining up for a field goal when they're down 10-7. It was a short kick. I don't know how many yards. It was very, very makeable. And I said to her, if he misses his kick, you don't get your massage. No good. I'm so sorry.
sorry, baby.
You didn't really want to give me a massage. I said, no, I thought he was going to make it. So I did, of course, but it was funny because I'm like, wow, he missed it. Wide right. It was just that kind of night.
You know what that is anytime a win and a loss is on the table, the Raiders can't grasp a win. That's just what it is, man. They're allergic to winning.
Gino was out there. I guess he got a helmet to the thigh, and he was hobbling.
Yes.
But he was still limping out there, and he was getting treatment. He was wincing, but he was still battling. I give him credit for that, but they just got nothing going. And even we talked yesterday about how Pete Carroll had been critical, I should say, of Chip Kelly. And last night he said, we couldn't run the ball. Chip tried to run the ball. He tried to run the ball. He tried to get it in there, but we just couldn't get it going.
Right.
Yeah. They posted on social media. I know Matt George posted this. They posted when they got a first down. It was like Raiders posted, first down Raiders.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Dude, that is bad.
Yeah.
That is bad.
Like,
Seriously.
You can't flex over making a first down.
That's bad. What else are you going to celebrate?
I guess.
What else is there to talk about?
Yeah.
I mean, the Raiders are down bad right now.
They are.
And I love it. I truly do. I truly do. Because you really take a look at it. The tough part about the Raiders is this. They've been bad for a long time for the most part. There's an exception to every rule. I remember a few years they snuck in. They snuck in the playoffs with Derek Carr, who was hurt, remember?
Yeah.
Getting into
Lost
that
to the Bengals,
year.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that Joey B? Rookie? Was that Joey B's year that took him?
I'm not sure.
And so I feel your pain. I feel your pain, Raiders fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm laughing at it at the same time. I truly am. And so many people talked about and I hate to keep talking about it, Geno Smith and the law firm, and Bowers is unbelievable, and the defense is just fantastic, and Chip is going to bring he's going back to old school Oregon offense. We go get the Oregon offense from Chip. Man, y'all can't even win a 10-7 game.
Yeah. Here's how bad
Kenny
the game
Pickett
was last
coming
night.
up next.
Lutz was kicking a 59-yard field goal for Denver at altitude, right? In Denver, 59-yarder. It was short. When's the last time you saw in today's NFL a guy in Denver coming up short on a field goal? That's not supposed to happen at altitude. It was like one of those things like, oh, man. I don't, his teammates were like, I don't even want to look at it.
You had your eye on the kicking game last night,
yeah.
boy?
There wasn't a lot else going on.
No. It was the most intriguing part of the game, of the competition.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel bad at all, or am I just basking in the glory of the Raiders' losses?
It's different.
Because normally,
I turned my back on the Raiders when they left.
Okay.
And I said when they left, I hope they lose every game.
Okay.
No disrespect to people that stayed with them. That's fine for you, but I hope they lose every game. So I was out on them when that happened. But I think you've always been anti-Raider, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the typical. It's the sports hate. It's the, you can't be I understand people talk about Giants and A's. I don't think there is a huge, and I could be wrong, 916-339-1140. And, maybe over the last couple of years, Giants fans have eased up on A's. But I think you were prone to see, and you can correct me if I'm wrong too, or maybe you have a different opinion. Over the years, as much as there was some disdain between the A's and the Giants fans, I never felt it was the same level of the Raiders and the 49ers.
No, and I think history bears that out when you look back at the brawl that was, what was that, a candlestick, I think?
It's a stick, baby.
Yeah, that shut down any future preseason games between them. Yeah.
I just feel like there's a little more animosity between Raiders and 49ers.
That wasn't
fans.
sports hate.
No.
There's sports hate, and then there's that.
Yeah, it was Amasaki in the throat.
Yeah.
I got you. I understand. No, but I think that comes to the the cream rises to the top. And for me, when you talk about Bay Area, Northern California rivalries, that's the one. I think you can't be one of those guys who's like, I ain't got nothing against the Raiders. And if you're a Raider fan, you're supposed to hate the 49ers. Mm-hmm. You have to do that, right? Yeah. And I know there's people who's like, it doesn't matter. They probably like the Steelers and they could care less. But I think if you root for one, you don't root for the other. I think and of course, again, there's some people who do. But I think in large groups, you're a Niner, you're not a Raider.
No split jerseys they had those stupid A's
and
Giants caps.
Yeah. No, that's not it. Yeah. I don't see that. But I do think baseball, you have a few more people who's like, I'm rocking with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
How
Where
crazy
did that get
sounds.
you?
Yeah,
that didn't work out
it didn't.
Well, it didn't work out for the A's. Jason Jones is going to join us. Every year, Jason Jones looks at the designs for the NBA Cup courts. He's really critical of some of these designs, as you may remember from last year, Jay. So, Jason Jones from The Athletic, formerly the Sac Bee, used to cover the Kings. He joins us next. We're coming to you from Revival to Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to pregame for your next big arena event? Head to Beach Hut Deli, a Sacramento tradition for over 40 years where aloha is served daily. Located just steps from the arena, whether it's game day or a concert night, it's the perfect spot to gather with friends and enjoy amazing sandwiches. Planning a bigger get-together? Beach Hut Deli offers endless catering options to bring those fresh, delicious flavors to your next party or event. Beach Hut Deli. Good vibes, great food, and epic times await.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
See you from Revival, where a number of Oklahoma City Thunder have been doing some hydrotherapy in the pool. It's Jay and it's Whitey.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Rode the elevator up here with the towering Chet Holmgren. So we're
Is
getting
he
ready
towering?
for some. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he is
definitely is. Is our next guest ready to go? Do we know if our next guest is ready to fire away? Good to go. All right, wonderful. We welcome him back here. I think we should establish some ground rules, Jay.
Well, you already know the first one.
Well, if he won't talk about the Dodgers,
here we go.
We won't talk about the Raiders. Does
okay.
that seem fair? Let's see if he'll agree to that.
I like it.
Yeah, formerly covered the Kings.
Two different sports. Hold up. That's two different sports now.
Jason Jones. Do you agree to those terms, Jason? Can we continue under those terms?
I mean, you at least have to. I mean, see, the Raiders shouldn't be spoken on just in general. So, I mean, that's easy, But the Dodgers are champions, But yeah, I don't. No one should talk about the Raiders right now. I mean, who else has the highest paid offensive coordinator in the league to get 7 points?
Yeah, it wasn't very entertaining.
I will gladly ignore that franchise for you guys.
Every year it seems like now. Maybe this is only the second year you've done it because we haven't had the Cup for that many years, but I know that you participate in the Athletics ranking of the Cup court designs for the Athletic last year. I don't think Kyle Draper appreciated how forthright you were, but what do you make of, before we get to that, what do you make of what Russell Westbrook's doing for the Kings, Jason?
I think Russell's going to produce no matter where he goes. I mean, Russ is a guy who plays with, you never question his effort. You never question that he wants to win. I think Russ is going to do that no matter where he is. I don't think in the totality that ever having a Russell Westbrook is a bad thing. I mean, people talk about his fit, does he shoot, whatever. He does. I think Russ does whatever he thinks needs to be done to win, and you can never be mad about that.
Yeah, definitely. Joined by Jason Jones. Before we get to this obligatory, whatever we want to call it, I like to make fun of it, Jason, as far as the in-season tournament. I will allow you to expound on the Dodgers because you're a Long Beach guy. Yeah, listen, Jason is.
We set the ground rules. It was agreed
but
upon.
understandable, because, I'm going to fire back some hate anywhere it goes, right? All those scandals and everything else that the Dodgers have going on, man. We'll let you drop 60 seconds of because I'm going to tell you this, and this is why I do this, is because if any of my teams ever win, the 60 seconds that we allow guys like Jason to get off, then I'm going 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10. You have to cut me off. So, Dodgers, your guys won the championship. What's your thoughts?
Man, it's the team that people question about the salaries, but that was a win about that was heart, that was grit, that was resilience, and this team has been resilient for a while. Even during the regular season, every time you thought they were done, it looked like the Padres were finally going to overtake them. Whatever you thought it was, this group has always found a way to kind of bounce back. Then they run through the playoffs, get down 3. You get down 3-2, 2 games on the road. They figure it out somehow. I don't know how you can hate on what Yamamoto did. I mean, that's stuff of legend. So yeah, it was a beautiful day. Blue sky outside. Clearly, that's a sign of the Dodgers rule. Blue skies, everything. Long live the Dodgers. Whatever superlatives we need, I've got them for the Dodgers.
You asked for all that.
Well, I told you.
You opened that door.
Equal opportunity around here, big time.
God's franchise, whatever you want to call it.
Don't want to call it that.
Whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. How about this? The NBA Cup court, for those who haven't seen the mock-up, Jason, what would you tell Kings fans about what they're going to see tonight on TV or here at the arena when they see the new in-season tournament court for the Kings?
A lot of gray again. I'm just like, I'm like, I would love. See, then again, I would love for their city, for their them to wear like the old Kansas City Blues and blue color and incorporate that into the court. To me, that would be dope. Gray and purple, that doesn't move me. But you know, if they could somehow get that old KC blue in there, now we're talking. Now we're talking about a top 10 court probably. And even with the design, it's hard to tell that's a crown. It looks more like you're trying to hypnotize me.
Here's what he wrote, Jay. This is Jason Jones on the Kings court. Quote, "Gray tiles on a kitchen floor. I get there's a crown on the floor, but the lines are sending me to the twilight zone." That's Jason Jones.
You know, Jay, you guys had it ranked 26th. That was you, Jay King, Josh Robbins, and I'm forgetting one other person, right?
I think Eric Kareem.
Eric Kareem, there you go.
Out of Toronto,
but it was 26 out of 30, Jay. You couldn't represent us a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, we're not used to winning things around here. We could have at least won the in-season tournament floor fashion
I don't know what you
show.
wanted me to
I mean,
do
nothing.
With that. What was I supposed to do? I mean, I wasn't the one on the rankings making fun of Sacramento proud. I mean, that was Jay King, like, proud. What are they proud about?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. See, I didn't take a dig. I just was like, I'm just not digging this. But I didn't take a shot at the Kings, really. I mean, Jay was like, oh my God, come on, that's kind of mean. I mean, Sacramento proud is more than. I mean, I'm a guy was out there. I get it. You know, if you saw what those fans went through 12, 13 years ago, you'd understand. You know, and I always say. Even though I joke and tell them that fandom is a choice and you can choose not to be a fan of a bad team, I salute anybody who stayed loyal to the Kings because, my God, you all have been through a lot.
So real fast to follow it up, because I looked at Portland, I just went back because Portland tied with Orlando. I like Orlando.
First, yeah.
Tied for first with Orlando with 104 points. And I didn't really dive into the point system, but Portland looks pretty close to Sacramento.
Gray, right?
Yeah,
it's also gray.
It's got a lot of parallel lines, and I don't see a lot different in that Portland.
Yeah, I didn't have Portland as high as the other guys did. My number one port, I think, was New York. I wasn't.
With the city.
I'm a sucker for city skylines. So I thought the whole New York skyline was pretty cool. You know, but
I remember.
Everyone else liked Portland way more than me.
Okay.
And I thought that
I
was
remember
interesting.
last
Everyone
year.
else was, I like that. I'm like, because to me that looks really different on the court because it's not just the same pattern. That looks different. I like that. Yeah, but I wasn't head over heels about Portland. I was kind of like, all right, it's Portland. You know, I wasn't like, wow, but they seem to really like Portland. And I was like, okay,
I remember you last year.
I figured maybe I'm missing something about Portland, and maybe I just don't have a good sense of fashion, which is highly possible that I just don't have any sense of fashion. I can believe that.
Is it hard to judge what the designs are actually going to look like when they're on a basketball floor as opposed to the mock-ups that we see?
Yeah, because we get them. We get like the designs or whatever from the league or whatever, but we don't get to see, and sometimes they look better or worse on television. Some stuff does not translate as well on TV as others. I'm afraid something like Charlotte may not look nearly as cool on TV, but the design itself looks great to me, so it's all a matter, and for whatever reason, I don't know if any red court looks good. I don't know.
That's interesting. Washington's is red.
But they had Washington. First for Washington, this is probably the best part of their season at this court. And I like the ode to the bullets with the big hand popping through. I like that.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what made Washington good for me was the big hand popping out. You know, I know it's simple. I know it's basic, but hey, I like it. I like to me that was pretty cool. But in general,
Well, we appreciate your time,
eh.
Jason. Yeah.
Oh, no problem. Like I said, anytime the Dodgers are winning, I'm glad to come on and give you all the fan insight of the struggle of being a Dodger fan in 2025. It's so hard right now.
It must be tough. It must be tough.
Winning, what am I going to do with my? Well, I need it too. But I get balanced out because I also watch the Raiders, and so you see the best and the worst.
Yeah. Which do you think is more likely? This Kings team, as currently constituted, ends up competing, maybe even qualifying for the play-in, or at the deadline, one, maybe two of the larger names, bigger salaried guys are sent on their way and the rebuild begins?
See, they're in that. I think they've got enough to compete for the play-in. But the problem is, I think that may just be their ceiling, though, and that's where it's frustrating for a fan. You don't look at this team and see you don't see, say, 20, a long-term vision with this group as it's currently constructed. Right. So I still think, and it's tough because who are you going to move and what are you going to get back? And some of this stuff is not on Scott Perry. It's not his fault the Kings didn't get really any draft capital back for De'Aaron. And I think, in some ways, the way this team is built, you make a trade like that and you bring in Zach LaVine because you want to still compete. And is this team competitive enough? No, it's probably going to be in that, play-in range. But you have to figure out, wonder, is there going to be a team out there that says, one of these guys is the difference between us being a contender or not? And I don't know if at this stage of their careers any of the Kings' top guys are going to move anyone like that. Maybe it's a bonus, but do you want to trade for bonus? But I think, this might just be a matter of see what you get through. I don't have it in front of me to know what their cap situation is long term. But we do know one thing with this apron. Teams are going to be, moving salary. It's not the same type of, deal making that it was years ago. So
Jason Jones. Thank you, Jason. Yeah. We always appreciate your time. Most of it, that was a little too much Dodger stuff, but that's really on Jay.
Yeah, open the door.
You practically begged for it, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, he really did. I wasn't going to go there, but he was like, please remind me how great the Dodgers are. And I'm like, I'll gladly oblige you.
Well, I'm sure it must have been AI, Jay, talking.
Thanks, Jay. We'll talk to you soon. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon. All right, take care.
Okay, yeah. He does a lot of great stuff for The Athletic. Jason Jones, former beat writer for your Kings here for the Sacramento Bee.
Real quick before we go to break, then Jay King, who, if people don't know who Jay King is, he's a longtime Boston guy. He writes for the Celtics, of course, for The Athletic, which Jason Jones is still part of. And Jay King, if you go look at the Celtics court, it's worse than the Kings. And it's not even because I'm a Kings and a Celtics.
He's the one that was really coming after Sacramento?
Yeah, and then he says, "Oh, to the simple nodes of Boston." And they have nothing but squares. Man, I'm about to get Jay King on.
Yeah,
I've known Jay for a long time, and now I'm going to have to I'm going to get the FCC rules ready just in case to see what I can say and what I can't say.
All right, yeah. Do a little prep work and then fire away. Fire when ready. Yeah, we're coming to you poolside here from Revival. When we come back, is the NFL pushing the tackle out of tackle football? Next, Sactown Sports.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
Hey, Whitey here. Want to take a moment to tell you about Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. You know, last winter our heater collapsed, and we were looking for a new one in the worst way, and there's a lot of choices out there. So it comes down to why choose Lee's. We're glad we choose Lee's. Check them out at leesair.com. Got a lot of tremendous specials going on here at leesair.com. They offer 100% satisfaction guarantee, 4.8 stars on Google. Lots of friends recommend them. They've won awards with their service. They've spent more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC, heating, and plumbing needs. You can trust Lee's, as I trust Lee's. More than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC, heating, and plumbing needs. Trust them with installation, repair of your AC, furnace, and water heater, plus residential, commercial plumbing repair, commercial HVAC services too. Find out more at leesair.com. Check out their mission statement. It's all about serving customers and community. Let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me. Make sure you're ready to stay warm this winter. They treated us like family. They'll treat you like family too, setting us up with an HVAC system that improved our quality of life in the air that we breathe. And did I mention saving us money? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. License number 635355.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions. Like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures. Until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy Home Pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Get Black Friday savings during the Happy Honda Days excitement going on now at Stockton Honda, Northern California's best Honda dealer. You'll score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas. Don't wait. The clock is ticking at StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Mark and Tom, the travel guys with you. Time for our weekly travel tip brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. And with it, here's Mark Hoffman.
Today's is an interesting subject. Polite passenger habits that flight attendants hate. Things we do that drive flight attendants crazy. Like offering to lift a heavy bag. There's a phrase flight attendants use, sounds a little mean, but it's if you pack it, you rack it. In other words, if you can't get it in and out of the overhead, don't expect someone else to do it. Maybe check the heavy bag. Touching the flight attendant to get their attention is considered very bad form, as is trying to hand over trash before the attendant brings the trash bag around. Grabbing things from the food and beverage cart, no matter if it's sugar for your coffee, is off limits. Calling a flight attendant sweetie or darling is so out of date it's not worth discussing. Don't stand in the galley to chat or give an extended goodbye to crew at the end of the flight. What if you were in the last row and you had a tight connection?
More tips to make you a smarter traveler Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at revivemenshealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Revival this month. Okay. With each purchase of a beverage. Okay. Get a second beverage 50% off.
50
with the Sactown Sports app. Show that app. You get with purchase of one beverage, you get that second one, Jay. 50% off.
Does that include us? Or are we excluded from that?
I think. I mean, you know, security and everything. I think you could probably get some freebies. I don't know. Kayla is the one who apparently rules the roost here.
Yeah, she does.
You know,
yeah,
we come here like, where's Kayla today?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Right,
Okay,
right,
all right.
Yeah. She's at home.
Yeah, we're not getting
not privy to that information.
So that's what's going on.
Love it.
At Revival, and they've been helping us out with a lot of things at the station.
Yes.
And we appreciate that. Tackle football, Jay. It seems to me one of the most important things about tackle football is there must be tackling, or you don't really have tackle football. Can we agree on that?
Very true.
Yeah. We know that the NFL in recent years, they've had problems defining something as simple as a catch. What's a catch? Maddening. It's the simplest thing. Well, what's a catch? That's not a catch. Now it looks like the NFL may be having some issues defining what constitutes a tackle. Frankie Louvu of Washington, he was suspended for a hip drop tackle. Which was, I think it was on Jackson Smith-Jigba Sunday night. And thank you, Jay. Sorry about that. A gust of wind blew all my notes around.
It's fall, baby. It's fall.
Yeah, and he's a repeat offender, so he was suspended for one game. And then he appealed, and the league reduced it to a fine. And he says one of the problems is he was suspended for a hip drop tackle. And he says, I don't know what that is. You're just tackling somebody. Jordan McGee is a linebacker on the Commanders. He said hip drop it's a football play. You can't really control how you tackle somebody.
Right.
I mean, if you've ever played tackle football or anything like it, you know, when someone has the ball, and especially if they're big and fast, which NFL ball carriers tend to be, you're not thinking about, how am I going to bring this sucker down?
No, you're just looking for the tackle.
Yes.
Any form or fashion that you can get to the player and bring him down, that's what you're looking for.
Now, it's one thing to say you can't hit him in the head or, no blow to the neck. That's difficult, but it makes some sense. But as far as a hip drop tackle is just a way of tackling someone. If they're going to try to legislate that out of football, I don't think they're going to be able to. It's very confusing for the players.
It's point of emphasis, right?
Yeah.
We hear that quite a bit when it comes to the NBA, and we hear that quite a bit when it comes to the NFL. Prior to each season, there's a point of emphasis of certain things that the officials are looking for.
Right.
And that's kind of been one of those kind of gray area type things. Because as you said, horse collar tackle.
Right. First time I
block.
ever tackled someone in a real football game.
You horse collar them? Boy.
It works.
Come on now. It brings a person down,
yes,
right? And so it's super difficult for people to ask. I'm asking you, Whitey, right now to tackle Saquon Barkley. right? And you're a cornerback, or you're a free safety, or you're a one-on-one linebacker, or you're a defensive end. How do you accomplish that?
Yeah, I don't know. And that's the thing. It's not something that you can sit there and calculate. You do it. A hip drop basically is where you wrap somebody around and then you spin around them and you just use your weight to bring them down.
Yes.
And you land on their legs. And I understand why, you don't want that to happen. But sometimes that's about the only way you're going to tackle somebody.
And if not, I think teams would be okay, and maybe we have to find somebody to come on and talk about this. I think teams would be okay with taking the hip tackle, the drop tackle flag versus a player running around you and scoring a touchdown, or a person running for 40 yards, or an offensive player running for 40 or 50, or extending a first down. So it's just one of those things where it's a difficult part of the game right now, and it's kind of the conversation we talked about playing cornerback. Cornerback is almost – who can play cornerback these days at a high level? And the guys who do, they're waived, and there's pomp and circumstance for those people because they're great at what they do, but it's just so hard to do it. So it's the same thing with drop tackles, horse collars, the same thing. I'm trying to get to a person and tackle.
Right.
And however I accomplish that, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. As Frankie said, when he made the controversial tackle Sunday night, there was no flag. So there was not a penalty at the time. Then after the fact, the league looked at it and said, all right, you're suspended because that's multiple times you've done that. He appeals, and they go, okay, no suspension. Here's what he says. He says, that's the question I'm trying to ask myself and ask them. What is it? It's frustrating for me sometimes because you look at it, all the plays that they've seen it at, and to see what they're looking at, I think they're still trying to figure out what is a hip drop, and that's out of my control.
What's a catch? Feels like that same conversation.
Exactly.
What's a catch?
Mm-hmm. And football doesn't really work that way. I understand the need to make the game as safe as you can make it, but apparently when they went to this rule, it was something that players on both sides of the football said, no, you can't do that.
Yes, it makes no sense. It truly does. It just puts a defender in a tougher situation than they truly are right now.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of football, Rod Brooks is going to join us when we come back. He'll preview the Rams and the 49ers. This is another one, Jay, I'm sure you won't be surprised. I'm a little concerned about this.
I know you are.
Little concerned. Are you a little bit?
That's why Rod is going to come on here and preach to you, fella.
All right.
Now.
We're coming to you from Revival to Drive Guys. Rod Brooks joins us next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Sactown Sports 49ers Report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. 49ers get a win in New York, 34-24. Christian McCaffrey had another big game, 106 yards rushing. Mac Jones, also a big game. He threw for 235 yards and a couple of touchdowns in the victory. San Francisco with the win improves to 6-3. Upcoming, it's a huge game for the Niners on Sunday. They take on first place LA. Catch the game right here on Sactown Sports 1140, beginning at noon on Sunday.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money, and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Visit us at folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sactown Sports, 1140.
Told you after last time we came in, I'm gonna wait a little bit till Jim comes over so he can hear this. You know, we'll stall out a little bit. But no, absolutely love this place, man. This is truly becoming one of my go-tos. Matter of fact, we have a few of the other compadres coming over to the Revival tomorrow. So this is the hangout. This is the spot. Is the man himself, Jim, is coming on over here to shake our hands. This is becoming one of my favorite places, man. I'm spending a little too much money over here right now. Yeah, but it's okay.
Always great to come here on a Friday, and of course, one of the things that makes Friday so special on our show, Jay, it's time to catch up with our guy.
Yes.
And you think he's going to talk me off the ledge a little bit
this week?
I
know
week?
He is. I absolutely know my boy is getting ready to preach gospel.
49er analyst, NBC Sports Authentic, host of the Good Hang Pod, among other pods. Rod Brooks with us. Happy Friday, Rod. How are you?
Happy Friday to you, fellas. A couple of things. I got to come by there and kick it with you guys.
Please.
One Friday.
Please.
When the season is over. No, seriously, I'm going to do that. And man, congratulations on lighting that beam a couple of days ago.
That's right. We weren't even going to go there. We weren't even going to go there on your ride.
No, there's no ulterior motive, man. Congrats on lighting that beam, baby.
Hey, we'll take it even if you're missing the big three. We'll take it. We no qualms over here, brother.
Hey, get it how you live, all right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I need your help, Rod. I'm a little concerned about the Rams, and I tend to run that way anyway. And Jay every week is like, it's going to be all right, it's going to be all right. But what do the 49ers have to do? What did they do against the Rams the first time that they'll need to do again Sunday to beat them again?
I share your skepticism, quite frankly.
All right.
But hey, I'm not saying it's impossible. But the Niners are going to have to be on point in all three phases. And it can be done, but that's a hard way to live. But I do think the past is prologue, okay? What happened in Week 5, a good chunk of that is going to happen on Sunday for the Niners to be in position to win. So the Niners won Week 5 because they dominated in time of possession, 40-04 to 26-20. They ran 83 plays. They had 6 scoring drives. And out of those 6 scoring drives, 4 of them were double digits. They had 3 12-play drives, and they had 1 17-play drive. Now, the Niners were only 2-5 in the red zone, but that's when Eddie Pinheiro started to become Eddie De Niro around here, and people realized the value, not that they realized, but they were happy to have a field goal kicker that could convert even if you didn't score in the red zone. So the Niners are going to have to play keep away. And I think it's possible for them to do because they're in a better space as far as running the football, much more so than they were against the Rams in Week 5. Because remember, that was a lot of Mac Jones, threw the ball 49 times, getting it out, getting it quick, beating that Rams pass rush. So I say all that to say that's what they have to do. That's possible. But the Rams, one of the best defenses in the league, right there with the Texans. We saw what happened to the Niners a couple of weeks ago when they faced the Texans. They were unable to do anything. And Matthew Stafford is on the literal definition of a heater. 21 touchdowns, 2 picks. You can count on Matthew Stafford for throwing you in that now. So if he's not making mistakes and the Niners are still trying to figure out how to get a pass rush with 4 guys, and you can't blitz Matthew Stafford, he's got 16 touchdowns and 0 interceptions against the blitz this season. The Saints tried to blitz him last week, and all 4 of his touchdowns came on the Saints trying to blitz him. So you can't blitz Stafford. The Niners are trying to figure out a pass rush. They got a young secondary behind them. If the Niners cannot keep that Rams offense off the field, that's gonna expose the back half of that defense, and I don't think that's exposure you can have over the course of a 60-minute game and win it.
I'm not feeling much better, Jay.
I know. I
appreciate the honesty and the insight.
Right? Dude, I was sitting here formulating a question.
I want to be wrong, right? But, man, I told you they were going to beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
They beat the Falcons. I told
That's
you they
right.
were going to beat
That's
the
right.
Giants, and they beat the Giants. But those are 2 teams that the Niners could run on. I don't know if they can run on this Rams squad. Maybe they will. And they have the ability and the tools to do it now, especially with their, with their center guard combo in the middle of their offensive line, playing much better over the last couple of weeks. I just look at what these Rams have done, and I see what the Niners are, for lack of a better way of putting it, deficient at, and it's just not a good combo. Now, if this gets into a shootout, okay, I'm down with that. If this becomes like a field goal game, I give that to the Niners because of what they have in Eddie Pinheiro. And the Rams, they just tried out a kicker. They're bringing Harrison Mevis in. The Rams special teams is ranked in EPA 31st. So if the Niners are able to keep this close, there is an advantage. But are they going to be able to keep it close? Of course, they're going to be desirous to do it, but are they going to be able to do it?
Here we go.
So, Rod, if I'm hearing you, and please correct me if I'm wrong, this game looks to be 2 ways for you. This is probably a lopsided win, albeit you see lopsided for the Rams, or this is a shootout and the 49ers have an opportunity. So I guess my question to you is, the only way, with an exception to the rule, that the team wins is that this has to be a shootout?
I think it has to be a shootout. Yeah, I think what the Niners can do with the Rams is they can go toe-to-toe with them offensively. This is why you're paying Robert Saleh the money they're paying him. He has to figure out a way to slow Matthew Stafford and that offense down. And I just don't know how he's going to do it. Is it possible? Yes, because Saleh is that good of a coordinator. You are getting Bryce Huff back. But to me, it goes even beyond getting at Matthew Stafford, as important as it is. What is the Niners' run defense going to look like now that they don't have Mykel Williams, along with not having Fred Warner, along with not having Nick Bosa? Again, these are questions that right now I can't answer. Robert Saleh said, I'm paraphrasing here, he flew a little bit too close to the sun with all those blitzes against the Texans a couple of weeks ago because of the lack of a traditional Niner pass rush. And all C.J. Stroud did was just, pick those blitzes up by either getting the ball out quick to his hots, having quick passes, and the Texans offensive line absolutely stonewalled those blitzes. So, he knows that he can't blitz Matthew Stafford. Where does the pass rush come from? Is the run defense going to be able to hold up? How do the Niners defensively get off the field to limit their exposure to the Rams offense? And how do they get off the field to get the ball back to the strength of this Niner team, which is their offense? Because what you don't want to have happen is what happened in the Houston game. The Niners couldn't use their best weapon, their offense, because they couldn't get it on the field. If they have that problem against the Rams, it's going to be a long afternoon, in my estimation.
Rod Brooks with us, of course, 49er analyst, NBC Sports Authentic. What do you think was the main reason, the primary reason why the 49ers did not do anything at the deadline, and do you think they'll end up regretting not doing anything?
I don't know if they're going to regret it. The reason they didn't do it because the cost was too high. All right? Listen, Jerry Jones is the only dummy out here that is giving up draft picks, okay? Giving up ones and twos and that kind of dumb stuff. The Niners are in the midst of not a rebuild, but they're in the midst of getting younger and cheaper. I'm sure I've mentioned this to you guys over the last couple of weeks. And the Niners, the only way you can do that is with draft picks, right? 2025, they went heavy on the defense. 2026, presumably, they're going to go heavy on the offense. But the Niners are in a state of transition, I think is the best way to put that. They value draft capital because they have to get younger and they have to get cheaper to supplement the high-priced, high-talent players like Christian McCaffrey, like Bosa, like Kittle,
Fred Warner,
and other couple of guys. Right, exactly. So they're not going to give away draft picks for a riddle. I think that's a very reasonable point of view. There's no way you give the Bengals a number 1 for Trey Hendrickson. And by the way, nobody else gave the Bengals a number 1 for Trey Hendrickson.
Nope.
There's no way you give the Jets a 2 for Jermaine Johnson. How does that make the Niners look bad in not doing that when no one else in the league gave the Jets a 2 for Jermaine Johnson? Give a 2 and a 3 or whatever for Bradley Chubb. When it comes to trades, I know you guys understand this, especially in basketball, that being able to deal from a position of strength is desirous, but what you don't want to do is deal from a position of weakness, because that's when you end up making bad trades. And for the Niners, even if you don't like it or not, because of what they're trying to do, getting younger and cheaper, they're not going to give away a valuable 2026 draft pick for a piece that they could use, but is not going to be helpful to them in 2026 and beyond. It just doesn't make sense. And from my point of view, that does make sense for them to have that point of view, I should say.
Yeah. My brain says yes, but Jay, my heart's like, no.
Yeah, I mean,
but I get it.
Rod, I had to turn up to the Bishop Don Juan just to get him to jump off the ledge about them not trading this week, Rod. I said, man, we need Rod Brooks quickly. I almost called you for an emergency hookup, brother.
But I get it. I do.
But so we always appreciate the gospel.
Yeah.
Somebody I mentioned Fred Warner, and you talked about some of the guys that they're looking for to step up and be a part of, maybe the next wave or the next transitioning into the next wave of 49ers. Tatum Bethune has led the league in tackles since week 6 at 50 and some change. What happens? Fred Warner is Captain America, no doubt about that. But they might have found something with Tatum Bethune, and I say might have found something coming into this season. They were definitely easily okay with Tatum Bethune stepping in and not finding, anyone for Captain America. Have they stumbled upon maybe another great linebacker?
I mean, listen, I would dare say that, over the last 15 to 18 years, the Niners have done, as an organization, albeit with different general managers, different coaches, different philosophies, but the Niners as an organization, they know linebackers, right? Yeah. They know how to find them. They know what they want. They get them. They plug them in. And more often than not, those guys are pretty damn good. So it's not a surprise to me that the Niners found themselves another gem in Tatum Bethune, and he has been absolutely outstanding. And you guys understand the job that he is being asked to do, and the person he's being asked to fill in for, and the job that guy does. It's very early, and listen, man, Matthew Stafford's is tough. I mean, who knows what we're going to see, but I don't think you could have expected anything better from Tatum Bethune. The one thing I was very impressed with last week, albeit against the Giants, is how organized and how buttoned up the Niners looked at linebacker and also on the back end of that defense. And that's something that Fred Warner does. So he's doing a damn good Fred Warner impression, and I just kudos to the young man because, again, not only filling Fred Warner's shoes in terms of what he does on the field, but what he does from a cerebral standpoint and that leadership standpoint. Tatum Bethune has been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I'm going to throw you a curveball here because I know you can stand in and hit it, probably take it the other way.
Yeah, boy.
Replacing Fred Warner would be like replacing what drummer in a band? You know, not an easy task.
It would be, I tell you what, it would be like the young lady who's going to fill in for Neil Peart with Rush.
Wow.
Rush is going back out on tour, so Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, the voice, bassist, and the lead guitarist, respectively, going back out on tour. And the great Neil Peart, who died a few years ago, many people thought that was it for Rush. We would never see them again. We would never hear them make music. Well, they've decided, and I forget the young lady's name, but they've hired a young lady from Germany who's going to fill in for, one of the top 3 drummers of all time. When you're talking rock drummers over the last 60 years, there's 4 names that come up: Ringo Starr, John Bonham, Keith Moon, my personal favorite, and Neil Peart. This young lady is going to come fill in for Neil Peart and go on tour with the remaining members of Rush. So there's my answer to you, because I can't wait to see what this young lady does. She must be damn good if and Alex Lifeson are like, okay, we're gonna do something. Because listen, we Rush fans, being one, we're a bunch of nerds, and we're really, really picky about who is a part of the deal. And she's not replacing Neil Peart, but she's sitting behind the kit. She's sitting on that throne. The pressure on that young lady is unbelievable, because if she gets it wrong, that's going to be a problem for people. If she gets it right, we're just going to say, well, that's what she was supposed to do.
Right?
Yeah. Annika Niles, Annika Niles or Nias is her name. Nilles, the new drummer for Rush. That's an awesome answer, Ron.
Look at Rob.
Yeah. I know.
I'm going to follow up on that real fast. Is that a Yo MTV Rap shirt? What is that over there, brother?
You know what it is?
I knew it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That was going to be my final question, right? Enough of the 49ers. Let's talk about Yo MTV Raps. They need to bring it back,
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely.
Yeah, they do, man.
Hip hop is in a state of transition. I think we can use some Yo MTV Raps on a daily basis. Absolutely, we can.
You're not lying, man. It is something that was it set the foundation for a long time in hip hop, and when it's kind of one of those things, legendary status. When you lose things like that, it's irreplaceable.
Yeah,
it truly is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I do have one more football question for you, if I may. And I know that this day and age of media, and we're in the media, we're all in the media, I know, but somebody asks a coach something, the coach says something, and it gets aggregated. It ends up in a different spot. We all look at it. We all end up someplace different from where we should be. So my question is, Brock Purdy is going to play this year, right, Ron? He's going to play this year, right?
Yes, Brock Purdy is going to play
this
year. It will not be this week, to a bit of my surprise, or at least I thought he would be the backup quarterback. We just did 49ers Now on NBC Sports Bay Area's YouTube channel, and Matt Mayoko's down at the Niners facility. He said that Matt Mayoko's opinion, he doesn't even think that Brock Purdy is going to suit up and be the backup. And, what Kyle Shanahan has said over the last couple of weeks is that the expectation would be that Brock Purdy would suit up. And I took that to mean as well, he will be the backup quarterback. Now, that still may be something that will happen, but Matt Mayoko obviously is a guy that I trust, a very trusted reporter. But Matt's opinion,
absolutely,
leads him to say publicly that he doesn't think that Brock Purdy is even going to suit up. That tells you, I don't want to say it tells you a lot, but obviously he's not going to play this week, and he's not going to be one play away. Brock Purdy will be, but I believe that Brock Purdy will be the starting quarterback next week against the Arizona Cardinals, and definitely will be the quarterback going forward, barring injury.
Let me follow that up because we've had this conversation, and I'll ask you for another. We know how Shanahan and CMC and things, the organization treated it last year. To follow that up, we will see Brandon Ayuk this year?
Hey, guys, it's been so fun talking to you. I don't know.
Don't know.
But I know the decision, if he doesn't play in this hypothetical scenario, it won't be out of malice. It won't be because the two parties are fighting with each other. It will be a decision based on whether Brandon Ayuk can go out there and play football. Up to the level that he needs to and desires to, and also in being able to protect himself on the field. His knee was completely and totally destroyed last year. And I get what people say with the Niners. Well, they've been kind of teasing his practice window could open up, before the first game against the Rams 5 weeks ago. Clearly, it didn't open up. And then, John Lynch said a couple of weeks ago, well, his practice window could open up here in a couple of weeks, and it still hasn't opened up. It's not because, again, the two parties are warring. It's just because that knee is not allowing Brandon Ayuk to hit certain benchmarks in terms of him being able to get back on the practice field and then on an actual field where a game is being played. So if I had to pick one, I would say yes. But what seemed to be somewhat certain 5-6 weeks ago is looking less and less certain now. But to answer your question, I would pick yes over no. But at this point, it's still up in the air.
Rod Brooks always brings it. He is always top shelf, always, right? But today it's like he reached a new level or something, don't you think?
He's going to get it, man. I told you he was going to preach.
I know.
I told you, man. Pulpit.
Man. I mean, we
yes, sir, it is, baby.
It's starting to get serious. You got to up your game, man.
Pass the offering table around, right? The offering plate.
Thank you, Rod. We appreciate it as always. We'll see you on TV.
All right, fellas. See you next week.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, big time.
Yeah. Woo. Man. I think I feel a little better.
You should.
I think.
You should, man. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel too good about the Ayuk thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. Too bad we had to end on that note, but I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, we're coming to you, of course, from Revival just next to the Gold One Center. And we've got something crazy going on at the Gold One Center Monday. Not crazy, but exciting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got Oklahoma taking on UCLA. That's number 6 Oklahoma against number 3 UCLA women's basketball. So we've got a code word for you, and you text this code word to 916-339-1140, and that gets you a chance to win a pair of courtside seats to see the Bruins and the Sooners.
What?
It's Monday, November 10th at 7:30. Yeah.
I don't even have courtside seats.
Well, do you have your phone there? You better get ready to text us in.
Okay, what I got?
This hour's code word is PASS.
Ooh.
P-A-S-S. PASS. Text that to 916-339-1140, and you get a chance to win some tickets to see UCLA and Oklahoma women's basketball right there at the Golden One Center on Monday.
I wonder if my boy Chris Plank is coming out. You know Chris Plank?
I don't
know. The voice of Oklahoma Sooners?
I don't.
Yeah, I'm going to have to see if he's coming out, man. Mm-hmm. He's like your brother, who's the voice of American River College.
Sure.
Yeah. Chris Plank does all the sports for Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
That's my guy, man. I'm going to see if he's coming on out. But, I mean, we're blessing. It is that time of the year.
Yeah.
We Revival half off. Show your Sactown Sports app. You come in. We got
get a
courtside
beverage.
tickets.
Yeah, and the second beverage 50% off with the app.
Courtside tickets to Oklahoma, UCLA. What else we giving away?
That's all I can tell you for now.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Stay tuned.
Can we announce where we're at Monday?
Have that I can't because I don't know where we are Monday.
Well,
so you would have to do that because I don't know.
I'm glad
you mentioned it.
Oh, you didn't know we were somewhere Monday.
I did not. I look forward to this announcement as much as anybody. When we come back, dear NFL, you owe me 3 hours. Next, Jay and Whitey, Sactown Sports.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere. right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
We're poolside
at the Revival. It's Sebastian and Stretchy B. Right, Jay? Is that
Yes,
what our
sir.
show's going to be? Sebastian
Yes, sir. And Stretchy B. I like that. The SNS show.
Found out yesterday Sebastian was almost Jay's name.
Yeah, it was.
It was under serious consideration.
It was,
at
yeah.
the time.
My
Yeah.
grandmother was trying to influence my mother to name me Sebastian. Thank you. Mom.
Under the sea.
Thank you, Mom.
Under the sea. Yeah.
No disrespect to Sebastians around the world, but thank you, Mother.
You would have been, you would have pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, because you ever heard man, you look like a Kevin. You ever gotten that before?
I don't, maybe, probably.
Okay. Yeah, you know that. I've heard that quite a few times from people like, oh, you look like such and such, or, so I don't know if I look like Sebastian. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what my grandmother was thinking about. I've asked her that a few times. She was like, oh, it's a good name. I'm like, yeah, it is. It just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I'm working on the Stretchy B and Sebastian T-shirts.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Did you at some point in time, you're going to have to utilize Stretchy B because that station is a defunct.
It was KYUU. It was an NBC station,
right?
And I think NBC sold all their stations.
Yeah, they got rid of all their local stuff.
I'm sure somebody's on that signal now, but I don't think it's the same station.
Yes, I mean you got to use that. Stretch Bergmeyer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a typical 80
something
75. Yeah, I was gonna say 1975. You should be Stretch Bergmeyer.
Yeah, that was one of my proudest moments.
Telling them no.
I had no leverage. Like nope. That's not happening.
How did they buy the Whitey?
I don't know. I just pushed it, because they wanted something sports sounding. I think at one point it was Gunner Gleason. They were talking about that, which I think has become a more common name.
Oh yeah,
since.
especially now.
Yeah,
youngsters.
But I guess I sold it because, like I say, there was a time when like Whitey Ford and baseball, Whitey Herzog.
Yep.
And that's what my fandom used to call me when I was little because I had blonde hair. So what about Whitey Gleason? Because Gleason's my name. And
right.
They said, yeah.
They dealt with it.
Yeah.
I like Whitey too, man. Compared to
Gunner.
I mean, yeah, Gunner's not it. But Stretch Bergmeyer, though.
Well, but you put it over the top. For years, it was Stretch Bergmeyer. Oh,
yeah.
But you're the one that says Stretchy B. And even when you said that, I said, I like that.
Stretchy B, man. That's what's wrong with that. Like, I really like that. You should have went with now Stretch. Just Stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So would it have been Kevin Stretch Bergmeyer?
No,
I was
Stretch. Yeah, that was who I was gonna be. There was no. Yeah, it wasn't a nickname.
I was gonna
be my name.
You're fictitious.
That's what they used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about
Not on my watch.
Did you ever have that happen to you any outside of that? Stretch Bergmeyer, is that because that was the beginning of who you were?
That was the beginning.
Yeah.
The only other thing similar to that, I think I told you, I also did traffic, and they didn't want Stretch Bergmeyer doing traffic, so I was Officer Mike London.
That's right.
Yeah.
Those are the times, man. Come on.
That I didn't care.
Yeah.
I said, people are going to know it's me. They said, just talking to monotone. No one will have any idea. Oh, this is Officer Mike London. Got a stall in lane 3 of the Bay Bridge.
That's Whitey Gleason.
That's Stretchy B. Why is Stretchy B doing traffic?
Dude, that's fantastic. That is an alias. You should use that, man. We got to figure out how to utilize that.
Yeah. Well, you're the one that put it over the top. We were telling our big boss yesterday. We had a meeting, everyone getting to know each other.
Right.
And he's like, oh, you shouldn't have told me that. I'm going to call you that all the time now.
Now you just get – soon as something happens and he calls you Stretch, then you know what it is. If something hits the fan, you're like, call Stretch in for me. Yo, Stretch, we got to do this a little different right here.
Signal for the right hand to come in.
Dusty, he gives a little claw, Man, I had an opportunity today. I've been moving and grooving. But we were talking about next week. I think, and I can't announce this either, but there's going to be some good news semi-locally, minor league baseball coming up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, in the area. And hopefully we'll have some things to piggyback on that next week.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully we'll have a guest on to kind of talk about that.
You going to be
here
a manager
Thursday.
or anything?
No, not me. No. But I think you're barking up the right tree. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, Kyle Draper's going to be a manager?
Drapes can't even manage himself on the golf course. So it's going to be interesting. But Monday, it is what it is. We'll be at the Hard Rock Casino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So be out there with Uriah Faber and company.
It's going to be a lot of celebrities out there.
Yes, it is. And Stretchy B will be in the building.
Yeah, I guess so.
You might have to get you a shirt made over the weekend real fast.
Stretchy B was the last to find out.
Yeah. You were, which I thought you were the first to find out.
Well, also, Stretchy doesn't remember things like he used to, so that's possible, too.
Understandable,
yeah. Nothing against Raider fans, but I just want to go back on what went down last night. Sports Illustrated called that game last night, Denver over the Raiders 10-7, an instant anti-classic. The Raiders had an interception, a punt blocked, a missed field goal, and a touchdown negated by a penalty. They were called for 11 penalties. The Broncos, who won the game, had Bo Nix throwing 2 interceptions. Their punter shanked a punt.
Man.
They missed a field goal, and they were called for 11 penalties of their own. Bad. It was a tough watch.
That was bad. It was bad all the way around for the Raiders. Yeah, and I mean, for the Broncos, too. The Broncos came out victorious, but as you stated in the first hour, it was a terrible game. If that is what the NFL wants Thursday night, their product to look like, that's not a good representation. And, of course, they can control what's going on in the field, Whitey. No doubt about it. But that's the naysayers of Thursday night football. They'll look at that game tomorrow and say, yesterday and say, that was it right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we don't want it.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good Thursday night
This year,
games.
yeah,
and I'm wondering
sure.
if, to your point, if maybe as the season grinds on and the players start to wear down a little bit, if those Thursdays become even tougher for them.
That might be a good point. That's a good point. We'll see how it comes along. But, yeah, last night was I looked at it and I watched it and I sat through it. And thankfully my wife rescued me. She was like, let's watch a movie. And I'm like, you're right. By that time, it's 10-7. I say ain't nobody punching nothing else in.
Do you have this issue with streaming? Maybe it's me and there's a better way to do it. I do have another TV. Sheena said, just turn the other TV on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm watching on Amazon Prime, of course. If I get out of that to watch, I think the Clippers and the Suns were on something else.
Same time?
Yeah. I think in fact, they were on NBA TV. It takes a long time to get out.
Oh, yeah.
And then a long time. I can't just bloop, bloop.
The app?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're two different apps.
Yeah. So I just sit there and I'll just stay with the football game.
Yes. That's one of the things apps really haven't been able to figure out. Because I don't want you leaving my app. So why would I give you the ease to go over to, whatever you're watching NBA, YouTube TV. So all right, we got YouTube TV.
That is dastardly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's on purpose.
Yeah,
truly.
It's crossed my mind.
Yeah, truly. I don't want you to leave here. You're watching here and you're watching the Amazon app, and then all of a sudden you want to go to NBA TV?
Yeah.
You want to go to whatever your subscriber is?
Because I was thinking, okay, this game is just a dog with fleas of a game, but if I turn over to watch 2 minutes of basketball, I'm going to miss. Oh, it was a spectacular touchdown by Genty. I was like, I'm going to miss something.
Then you just hit rewind.
Yeah.
You got to use technology. You got to utilize it to the best of your ability. But I think it's purposely not meant to be easy for you to get out of an app.
That's what I've been wondering about.
Because how many times have you went on an app or, say, for instance, something that you're signing in for a bill, right? Mm-hmm. And then you pay your bill and you're looking for the log out and you got to search 8 different places just to hit log out on.
Right.
There's a reason. It's on purpose. They don't want you to leave. Mm-hmm. So that's the way I look at it when it comes to apps. It's just the transition from one app to another app is, without being super tech savvy, I'm pretty sure it's on purpose.
Yeah, well, the game last night, the basketball game, it was the only NBA game of the night and a little bit of a surprise. The Suns just rolled the Clippers.
Yeah. The Clippers don't seem interested right now.
Maybe that's it. That could be.
I've been looking at them, and it's one of those veteran-laden teams, and they just take me to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because pretty much everybody on that team, minus Kawhi, and I might be forgetting somebody else, they're hunting for a championship. Yeah, well, Harden's hunting for a championship. Mm-hmm. But, they're looking to solidify their legacy. So I think the Clippers are playing not to the best of their ability right now, not at a high level.
Yeah.
And we don't need the Suns to be sneaking off W's against the Clippers. because the Suns are probably going to be at the
Exactly.
end of the season. We're going to be, staring them eye to eye. So we need some help, Clip. The Clip Show.
The Suns welcomed Bradley Beal back to Arizona with boos.
Man,
and
hate
here's
it
what
all.
Bradley Beal said of his time with the Suns. When you allow me to be that guy, I'll be that. But when you have two coaches that want you to set screens and play in the dunker, you're not Brad Beal, you're somebody else. So the Suns didn't let Brad Beal be that guy, and that's why he wasn't that guy with the Suns.
Yeah. Well, that's what you say if you're Bradley Beal.
But Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are more the guy than you
Yeah.
have ever been.
True, but he's a star and he's been a star in the league. He's been an all-star in the league, and he's been treated as such. And so, that's a little bit of ego talking, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You got to have it to succeed in that type of league.
I know for years the Warriors, when they were looking for the next guy, who's our next guy going to be? And maybe they finally found him in Jimmy Butler.
Right.
But they were looking at Bradley Beal. They came close a couple times, and I never thought he was that good.
Yeah,
He was a good scorer, really good scorer.
Yeah. Well, he's one of those guys where it's a what if? What if he was healthy? What could he have
Him
truly
and John
turned
Wall were
into?
supposed to be
And they were good.
Yeah,
they really
Hall
were.
of Fame backcourt.
Both of them just couldn't stay healthy. Bradley Beal he was a two-way guy for a while, probably way better offensively than defensively, but injuries just sidetracked his career. He's a good ball player, but he truly had I think he could have been closer to the Hall of Fame conversation. Now it's just too late. Too many games missed. Unless something happens differently. He plays until he's 42. He's on that TB12 diet or something.
Yeah, and helps the Clippers win multiple championships. When we come back to Revival, why people around the league think the Kings would be in on Ja and why those people are wrong. It's next with Jay and Whitey, Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectibles store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Gotta do is put a drink.
Eric Church is back and bringing his unforgettable live show to Sacramento. Eric Church Free the Machine Tour with special guest Charles Wesley Godwin. Golden One Center, November 13th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. His new album, Evangeline vs. the Machine, is out now. One epic night of music that you won't want to miss. Eric Church Free the Machine Tour. Live at Golden One Center, November 13th. Get tickets now. For more, visit ericchurch.com. Produced by Messina Touring Crew.
And Nick Kurtz has won the American League Silver Slugger Award at first base.
Yeah.
That's a big dang deal because first base obviously is a premium power position.
Vladimir Jr. You know who? Well, you don't know. Did you look it up yet? The Silver Slug Award winners.
Just Nick Kurtz.
Just first base.
Yeah.
You see who's at second, huh?
I have not.
The great Jazz Chisholm.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, shouts
All right.
out Jazz, man. I'll give it to you. First base, Nick Kurtz. Jazz Chisholm at second base. Third base, Jose Ramirez. Bobby Wood Jr. at shortstop. Outfield, Aaron Judge. Byron Buxton. Congratulations, Double B. Riley Green, the big dumper, a catcher. Designated hitter, George Springer. Utility, Zach McKinstry, and Team of the Year, New York Yankees. That's the AL.
They have a Team of the Year Silver Slugger Award?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Man.
Okay. Congratulations, Nick Kurtz, on his way to Rookie of the Year, right? He's going to win Rookie of the Year, right?
I think so. And then J-Dub will probably, Jack Wilson probably be right there number 2, which would be beautiful. Kind of reminds me of Walt Weiss and
our boss Jose is a Braves fan.
Yeah,
and he was not thrilled about Walt Weiss being named the
yeah,
manager.
he was in the studio when he actually saw that.
Yeah, and I was telling him, I was like, Walt Weiss, I remember when he was Rookie of the Year.
Yes, sir, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why he's like, already? He's already done. I'm like, what do you mean already? He's been a coach already in the league for the Rockies.
Yeah.
And he's been around baseball ever since he's gotten to pro baseball. What don't you like about Walt Weiss?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess he was hoping they'd go another way.
Well, he's probably hating on the A's on the under.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we
what
got-
it
we
is.
got to-
The A's connection.
Yeah. We got to check up on the boss man. See if he's really an A's fan on the under. Or, I mean, you know,
All right.
if he dislikes the A's on the under.
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Turns out Trey has been on hold to talk with Sebastian and Stretchy B. Trey, thanks for hanging. My apologies for getting to you so late. How can we help you today, Trey?
Hey, no problem, Drive Guys. My guys, what's going on? Or should I say Stretchy B and Seabass?
Yes, Stretchy and Sebastian. Yeah.
Hey, but Jay, that name was popular, I think, when Never Ending Story came out. So you would have had a few years of popularity. You feel me?
Yeah, you might be right. I'm going to have to holler at
Yeah.
Grams, man, and see.
Yep. Hey, so real quick comment on the Raiders. Heard y'all talk about them earlier. Man, they just can't get out their own way. They get a lot of miscues. I mean, you go out and you get Chip Kelly as your offensive coordinator. That dude ain't been good since. I think he had a good year at Philly. You know, when you go out and get Geno
I'm sorry,
Smith.
Trey. I apologize. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you're breaking up on us, Trey. I
Oh.
apologize. I know you've been on hold a long time. Yeah, and we're losing you.
Trey in that
Yeah.
Bay Area traffic.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, right,
Sorry
right.
about that, Trey.
Oh, I was gonna say, and no problem. And Geno Smith, you know, that dude, he had weapons around.
Yeah, sorry, Trey. I apologize. We gotta. Yeah, shot clock has expired. Yeah, not his fault. It's technology, man. Plus, he's been on hold. I didn't know he was on hold.
I
so-
blame, first of all, I blame all the telephone companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Verizon, T-Mobile, and all that.
Hold
right
on,
now.
let me get the list of potential sponsors.
Go ahead, Josie.
Cross them off.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
No doubt. I'm just blaming them for that phone call.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah.
I need you. I still need them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still have two phones?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Here's the dang deal on Ja. You know, I'm not trying to stir it up on Ja. I'm actually trying to quiet it down on Ja. Bobby Marks talking about Ja Morant. He was on a podcast.
Okay.
He said, a lot of teams I've talked to have floated Sacramento as a wild card on Ja, and I think, why not? Sacramento's got all their draft picks. They've got some picks still from the De'Aaron Fox trade. They've got contracts to move. They've got a new GM in Scott Perry. It's hard for me to think that Scott's first big move is trading for Ja Morant. I don't know how that fits the identity of this Sacramento team, which is still trying to figure out who exactly they are. Okay, and he says Brooklyn's another team I've heard about. Here's the thing. We're hearing about Sacramento and Ja Morant. Why? Because as Bobby Marks says, he asked people around the league, and they go, maybe Sacramento. Not that, I hear Sacramento's interested, but, hey, maybe they do it because they're crazy. But as he says, it's hard to imagine Scott Perry doing that, and that's my understanding of the situation as well, Jay. I don't think the Kings, as excited as some fans are, I don't think that's something the Kings look at right now and go, ooh, yeah, let's do that. Sure, they're monitoring the situation, whatever that means.
Sure.
But this is not going to happen.
You don't think it's a Scott Perry first move?
I don't know that it would be a Scott Perry ever move,
Okay.
but it would be his first, which makes it even less likely.
I could see that from that standpoint. And Bobby Marks is locked into the league.
Yes,
and
he
been,
is.
Been a part of the league, worked for the league. I believe it. I understand that. I can see that. The only exception to the rule for me is if Ja Morant's, and I don't think it's this, but if Ja Morant's value is so low that you be almost kind of kicking yourself if you didn't at least say,
Yeah.
that's all you want?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other thing, too, is, and this is part of, I'm speaking as a fan and not as a journalist or a reporter or a talking head in the media. The Kings don't have no rhyme or reason to be turning their nose up at any all-star or star or superstar at this point. And I think as a fan, that's how I look at it is okay, I get it. And it's tough, Whitey, because this is a new regime and you have to consistently tell yourself This isn't this isn't Monty McNair. You know, this isn't Vlade Divac. This is a new general manager. This is a new front office. And it's, as I said, it's kind of like the quarterback position. Normally, when new regimes come in, even a holdover quarterback, unless it's a superstar, and more times than not, superstars don't lead to coaches being fired.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Lamar Jackson and Mr. Harbaugh up in Baltimore. And so I really think as a Kings fan, it's tough for me to continuously stomach. You see a Ja Morant's name out there, and you're like, and we're not interested? I'd feel better if I heard Bobby Marks say, hey, I've heard the Kings are interested, and they're poking around, compared to, well, I think they may, the way way he said it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing as a fan is I ain't trying to hear you ain't interested.
Right.
You should at least say, let me just figure out if they're even close to even letting them go.
Yeah. I know that, like you, a lot of fans feel like, hey, they should be interested. And what I'm saying, I'm not saying from a place of how I feel about it. I'm observing,
Sure.
and that's the observation I get is I don't think it's something right now that the Kings are that interested
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I totally understand. I'm 100% with you on
Mm-hmm.
that. I just, as a fan, and that's why I say I put myself in the fan category, to continuously hear some of these names pop up and you don't hear. It's the, you know what? It's the Oakland A's, Sacramento A's, it's the A's. The A's are always outside of the conversation of free agency or big name guys or, anybody being posted 9 times out of 10. And so when those things happen, like when the A's got Cespedes, it blew my mind. The A's?
Oh, I know. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
how about when they
nobody
got
does.
Severino last year?
Talk to me, right? And so that's the thing with the Kings are, well, why aren't we interested? But as a Scott Perry, as the organization, I could see why not. But as a fan, man, that's almost disrespectful. We're thumbing our nose at a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got to be better.
Well, the other thing, remember, he's not even technically
No,
available
he's not.
yet, so
Yeah.
If the Kings win tonight, do we have to rethink some things? We're back with that poolside from Revival Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Lob ball. George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery, embrace the company of family and friends, and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hello, I'm Frank Ockel with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Social Security's announced a 2.8% cost of living increase for 2026 for an average of just $56 per month. Some are concerned that we may not be using the right measure of expenses to set these increases. Some Democratic lawmakers are asking to use the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which includes more items relevant to seniors. A $1,000 benefit indexed under the current rules from 2025 to now would be $1,601 today and $1,622 using the CPIE. The change would not add much to seniors' pockets, but could see an 11% faster spend down on Social Security trust fund assets. Payrolls rebounded in October with private payrolls gaining. This week also saw the Supreme Court possibly decide that the current tariffs are not legal. If the tariffs are reduced or eliminated, it could lower inflation and drive interest rates lower. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
It's Jay and Whitey coming to you from Revival, Kimpton Sawyer, right next to the Golden One Center, where tonight the Kings take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And we've got some number of Oklahoma teams coming through Golden One Center. On Monday, this Monday, women's basketball at the Golden One Center be Oklahoma, 6th-ranked Oklahoma, facing off against the 3rd-ranked UCLA Bruins.
Yes, sir.
And I mention that because right now you got a chance to win a pair of courtside seats. So you want to text the code word, this hour's code word, to 916-339-1140. And this hour's code word is...
What we got?
Free.
Throw?
Free,
like
set
free throw?
them free.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly right. Free. Free. So, yeah, text that in. 916-339-1140 for a chance to win some courtside seats. UCLA against Oklahoma. When I think of Oklahoma women's basketball, I think of going to see, my daughter's AAU games and we'd be in the gym. I don't think they never played them, but, who's in this game? Oh, that's Bubba Paris's daughters.
Yeah.
They were good.
Okay.
They ended up going to Oklahoma, didn't they? I believe they did.
Yeah, both of them went to Oklahoma.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah. So I got to see them a little bit in AAU, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what comes to mind, huh?
That is what comes to mind.
Yeah.
They were impressive.
Yeah. Okay. I see you working a little Oklahoma women's college basketball history, huh?
That's right. Yes.
Man.
Tonight, Kings
hey, they're taking on Oklahoma City, of course. If the Kings, they would be. My point is they would be if the play-in started today, the Kings would be in it. Now I know it's a long ways to go, and that doesn't mean much, but I was a little surprised when I see that. It's kind of habitual from the first days of the season, Jay. Whatever the sport, I'm always checking the standings. It's kind of fun sometimes. But if the Kings win tonight, they'd be 4-5.
Okay.
Not only would they be 4-5, they'd have one. If they win tonight, I think that would be 3 of 4. Now that's not an easy task because Caruso's back and my elevator partner Chet Holmgren's back tonight as well. But I think if the Kings were to win tonight, we might have to start rethinking a few things in terms of how good this team actually is.
Think so?
You don't want to go there, do you?
No.
You don't want any part of that.
No. Yeah. I've been on record as saying streaks are going to happen throughout the season. So I don't want to overreact to any one side of a streak, wins or losses, unless it's very substantial. And substantial is to the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
But and the fact that you beat OKC, so did Portland.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the way I look at it. And Utah beat Boston, and so that's the way I'm kind of seeing is the NBA. Every night things happen, things change. But if there's something substantial, if there's something that we can say, this is a 8, 9, 10 game winning streak, 8, 9, 10, losing streak, then that's when I kind of start to pay attention to stuff.
Yeah, that's
unless
smart.
There's 20, 25 games in, we can kind of.
That's the wisdom of Sebastian right
yes,
there.
Yes, sir, it is. Absolutely. Yeah. Even keeled Sebastian.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I think it would be significant in this sense, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Okay.
Again, we've talked a lot about the push and pull between the two factions of the Kings fan base. They're not going anywhere. This doesn't matter. When are they going to get younger? As opposed to the minority, which may grow if they win tonight. Like, hey, let's win games. Let's see what they can do. Maybe they do get into the play-in. And I just think if they continue to play as well as they've played, I think more people are going to start coming around to that way of thinking.
You might be right when it comes to that. Does the fan base move as you start to add up wins?
It might if you beat OKC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Depends on who you beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how you beat them. But let's face it, we've all said, I know I've said, wow, this is a murderous stretch they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And Russ mentioned after the last game, he said, we welcome that. We want to rise to the occasion and compete at that level.
Maybe he welcomes that. I'm not sure everybody else.
You may be right about that. Again, it's a huge if.
Right.
They haven't won tonight, but if they win tonight, all of a sudden this murderous stretch, you got to look at it and go, they're holding their own here.
Right.
And then you got Minnesota coming up, and they're not, with Ant hurt, they're not saying.
Got a shot, got an opportunity.
Yeah, you caught a break, of course, with the Warriors, but on the other hand, the Warriors caught a break too because you were shorthanded.
Yep.
So I just think it might start changing the way a few fans think about this.
Okay.
And how I feel about it, I'm not sure because I'm still trying to process exactly what's going on with Russell Westbrook.
So a win over OKC, you come in Monday feeling the vibes.
Yeah, if you win tonight, you're a game under 500.
Yeah, but you're only not even 10 games in.
I know, but if you're just trying to get in the play-in and you had that bad start and you're in this murderous stretch, that's something. I bet your friend Coach Doug Christie would be pretty pleased to see him at that point.
I would imagine so because you're trying to win games. I guess my question would be this. It probably, and maybe the answer, I'm giving the answer to the question I'm going to ask, but it may be the expectation of how you see this team. But my question becomes, what do we really think of what this team is on paper? And to each, it differs to each person, understandable. But I'll propose it to you. You think this team is not good enough to even be in the play-in role?
I didn't think they were because they
Close
struggle
to it?
so much defensively.
Okay.
And there's so many good teams in the conference. And by the way, after tonight, as you probably know, Kings play the Thunder tonight. Then Minnesota comes in on Sunday. Yeah. And then you host the Nuggets on Tuesday. Yeah. Just being
8 o'clock. Is that the 8 o'clock start?
That is.
Oh.
I think. You know why, don't you?
Goodness.
Isn't that a
NBC
Who
game?
are
right?
you? Peacock, isn't
Yeah,
it?
NBC.
Or is it NBC?
That's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
NBC Peacock. Yeah.
Who are you? That's what a peacock says. Blue Rock Springs and Vallejo. Dad would take us out there. Where are you? What is that? Oh, it's those peacocks.
Dude, I mean, that is. I'm out on the 8 o'clock starts, man. Unless it's Friday or Saturday.
Right.
I'm out on the Tuesday night 8 o'clock.
It's all for the East Coast fans.
It is. But who in the hell's watching, Portland and Utah at 8 o'clock if that's an 8 o'clock game?
East Coast degenerates. That's who's watching
Man,
that.
Please. It's people in Portland that ain't watching the game at 8 o'clock. I don't know. But I think – so if I'm hearing you correctly, and please –
let me just, before you ask, let me just lay it out and see if I can just be as transparent as possible. Going into the season, I thought this is not a good team. I think I even said that. We've said that as we talked about it. This is not a good team that probably doesn't have any chance, realistic chance, to do anything significant. Maybe they're in the play-in, maybe. If so, they won't get out of it. So why don't they just concentrate on bringing in more assets and getting younger? Now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, maybe this team, you look at how some of the other teams in the West have faltered, although I know it's painfully early. I understand that. It's a key factor. And they've offensively, the last 3 games have played really well. So well that if they keep this up, perhaps they're able, big picture, to overcome some of those offensive deficiencies. So when I say if they win tonight, we may have to rethink some things. I'm really talking about myself because right now I'm in the process and I'm not getting carried away. All right. But I am starting to rethink some of the things that are going on with this team right now.
So the thought process for you as you it sounds like you're almost getting close to reneging here. What's the change in your thought process at the finish line? Meaning, if you're starting to rethink some things, what do you see the expectation of this team being for you now? Is it, this team they'll be firmly in the play-in race?
Yeah,
or, okay.
I still think play-ins are ceiling,
okay.
But I was thinking barely getting in. And then can they get out of it? I would have told you a week ago, certainly 2 weeks ago. I really don't think so. Although that, again, is a long ways away.
Right.
But right now, there's some good things going on. I mean, some really good things. Are they repeatable? Are they sustainable? Is it really just relying on Russ, who's playing out of his mind, in some ways playing better than he's ever played? If that's what it takes for them to be this competitive, can you count on that? I don't know, but there's some good things going on.
I got you. I think they're right where I kind of expect. I think they're always going to be flirting with the play-in race. I truly expect this team to be right around 40 wins. Now, if that gets you into the play-in, and when I say right around, I say I could see this team winning 35 games. I could see this team winning 41 games. I think it's a wild card. They're a little bit of a wild card, and that's kind of the way I looked at it, albeit with the cap being like, this isn't a playoff team. I truly don't think this is a playoff team. But, as I said, I think you get in kind of like the 49ers. You get into the play-in and let the cookie, see where the cards fall. But I kind of expect this from this team, and that's just me.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at this team saying, they are only good for 32 wins. Like, I think if the ceiling is play in, then you have to expect some monotone parts of this season and some high voltage tones this season. And we may just be seeing one or two, we turned up the volume a little bit here real fast for a game or two. So I guess maybe I may be mistaken in looking at this team and saying, I think they're going to be around the play-in race all the way around. As you said, I'm not clueless. I'm not ignorant to the fact that I've read and seen and heard a lot of people saying this team won't win 25 games, so.
Yeah. What was the over-under? Was it 34?
It was 34 and a half. It started at 34 and a half.
I mean, that would be a lose-lose.
Oh, yeah, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was – and let me tell you, if you got it at 34 and a half, you should be feeling pretty good.
See, I think a couple games into the season, especially even after the opener, 34 and a half was looking like, we may that it's foolish to, jump to any conclusions at that point. But early on, they weren't looking good.
Whitey, you know what we need to do for you? Because I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Tell me I'm wrong, though.
After one game,
Well, yeah, the loss to Phoenix, and then
You were wrong. You're wrong.
that was a bad loss.
Yeah, but it's one game.
Uh-huh.
And they didn't blew out.
Mm-hmm.
They were right there, and they coughed it up at the end. You know, tis the season to have a sickness. The transition of of the summer to the fall. You know, the seasons have changed. There's a lot of people under the weather right now, man.
I know, Steph Curry.
They coughed it up.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of it.
So what do you got to do for me?
We need to get you on a more positive pattern. Every week, it's a hesitation. You know.
That's why Sebastian gives me that balance.
Man, it's
the yin and the yang.
Yeah, Mrs. Gleason must be the positive sports fan in the household. Or maybe it's the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Because every time it's like, 49ers, they're playing the Cardinals, and you just got to be careful. You just never know. You know, you just never know about Jacoby Brissett. He's hot right now.
From a fan's perspective, that's a defense mechanism.
Yes.
True. And people are different, but, you know, it's like you try to prepare yourself for the disappointment before it happens. Yeah, maybe it seems like negativity, but deep down, you know, it's like, it'd be really nice if they win, but I better prepare myself just in case.
Yeah. It's the opposite of the over the top. You know, Draper's always said, you know, my shell on the outside, the exterior is extra hard because I'm soft in the inside, right? And so it's the man, we're gonna win, we're gonna do it. Yeah, overcompensation. Mm-hmm. So it's I get it, I understand, but what I'm telling you is we got to bring you a little closer to the middle. To the gray area. We don't need you to always be in the red. You know, I'm probably closer to the black a little bit, but we got to bring you to the gray, brother. We just every week it's you know, Jackson Dart.
No, I never went there. You're right. In general, you're definitely right about it. But I never said, watch out for Jackson Dart. That did not happen.
You know, Brian Dayball's been coaching his tail off all season, you know.
No.
He made a great call.
No, sir. But all that said, here I am saying, wow, we might have to rethink some things about this team. And you're going, nah.
No, but I should probably say from my mindset. But I understand you, and that's why I said I'm not ignorant to the fact that there are a lot of Kings fans who have, a la Jay King, the writer from The Athletic that we spoke about today, where it's like they just can't get right. There's nothing that they possibly can do that is going to be top flight, right? The way I came into it is probably more gray area-ish, which is this team has an opportunity to be in the play-in race.
Yeah.
That's where my cap is. But I definitely don't think this team is going to be 20-game winning. I don't think this – unless, some injuries continue to happen, and then they just mail it in. But just naturally, I think this team is closer to play-in material with the bottom, with a floor of 33 games, 34 games. Mm-hmm. Now, hopefully we don't experience that, but they'll be somewhere in there.
I think it's going to be difficult for the Kings if they decide they want to pivot around the deadline to do that. When I say pivot, I mean pivot to the notion of, it's time to start trading off some assets and get younger. I know that makes sense from a logical standpoint to refresh your roster, but when you look again at the contracts, and this is no news flash, and you look at how desirous other teams will be. I got that word from Rod Brooks. He used it twice today. How desirous other teams will be of some of your best players. There's a chance you're not going to get much for them. Maybe you will, which would be great. Mm-hmm. If not, like Zach LaVine and Domas, and Jason Jones touched on this today. If not, then you're, I don't want to say stuck.
Right.
But if you can't move off of those players, which is a possibility, then the thing that makes the most sense is to see how many games you can win. With that veteran core.
Make a run.
That's what they're doing.
Whatever the run is, make a run.
And fans can say, as I've said myself, well, are you really going to do anything that way?
Yeah.
Aren't you better off getting younger? But I'm not sure it's as much of an option as people think.
In the Whitey form, I'll say this. I think, and this is, I'll say it in this direction. If you believe this team has no expectations, or you believe this team has no chance or no opportunity to make the playoffs, that's a start in the form of tanking. And I'll give it to you like this. then you're automatically going to get a lottery pick. If you think this team can't make a run at the playoffs, then you should be feeling good in the form of, you know what, I'm going to get a lottery pick. Now, I may not be number one, number two, but I'll challenge Sacramento Kings fans anyway. Unfortunately, when has the pendulum swung our way anyway? So what are we expecting? Are we expecting to get the number one pick? No. I need to see it to believe it, right? So that's the first part. The second part for me, Whitey, is this. With that being said, if this team is, and I'm speaking of the notion of this team isn't any good. If this team isn't any good, then I'll be damned if you think Scott Perry going to sit around for a whole entire season and don't bust no move. That's not going to happen. It's truly not going to happen. Now, with the notion of you may not get back what you want,
right?
But guess what? Those are the same people who are saying, get rid of everybody anyway because this team ain't doing anything. So no matter what you get back, who cares? You shouldn't give a damn. You shouldn't care because you're going to get a lottery pick. It may not be the one you want. You're going to get rid of some people no matter what. It may not bring back the same compensation, but you are getting somewhat of what you want.
Yes. The trick of that is, and we're getting lost in the weeds here. I'm getting lost in the weeds. If you can't move some of your veterans that you would want to move later on in the year, the only way you'd be able to move some of them theoretically is to attach draft picks to them, and that would be
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Scott Perry's not doing that.
Yeah, then you're going two ways at once.
Yeah, absolutely. If you did,
that makes zero sense.
That's 0 cents.
Yeah.
You're right. You would wound up. I mean, you'd be killing yourself. You're shooting your own self in the foot.
Yeah, you're not accomplishing anything.
Nah,
chasing
that's
your tail.
ridiculous.
Yeah, wandering around in circles.
Yeah, that better not happen.
Yeah.
If that happens, then this is a whole nother conversation we need to have.
Yeah. Also, DeMar is not fully guaranteed next year, right?
No, right.
Yeah.
Which is I consistently keep talking about, even last year and last season. This offseason will tell me a lot. Now, how we get to this offseason, unbeknown to me. But at the end of this season, we better be moving and grooving on some foundational pieces, on some moves, on – as we talked about Scott Perry, we don't think Scott Perry's first move, big move, a la what Bobby Marks said of ESPN, would be John Morant. I need to see something occur because to me, the only move that I can truly say, or no, there's probably 2 or 3 actually, as I sit here. It's the Russ Westbrook move, it's the Dennis Schroeder move, and it's the Keon Ellis move. To me, Keegan that was common sense. That was going to happen.
The extension for Keegan?
Yeah, I think that was going to happen, right? The Dennis Schroeder was kind of almost by necessity. We needed a point guard. They just chose Dennis Schroeder as that guy. Keon's move sparked some question, did it not, around here?
Yes.
Of him not getting, an extension, so to say, or, doubling down. And then I think the Russ Westbrook move created conversation here too.
Yes.
So for me, those are the 2 moves that it's like, okay, those are Scott Perry front office, B.J. Armstrong moves. Keegan Murray, I thought that was going to happen anyway it went. And the point guard, you knew we needed somebody. So those are the 2 moves I'm looking at when it comes to Scott. Now, what's next? And to me, that's going to tell me the story is who are you bought in on? Who don't you like? What's the next, those type of things.
I just think it might be a while, longer than a lot of us would hope, before he really does anything significant. Because I don't think he feels the need to do anything right away. Opportunistic and prudent. Something comes along, he's going to look at it. But if not, I don't think he's in any hurry with this roster to do anything significant, especially when they're playing reasonably well.
Well, I'll say it in the great poet Sugar Free said, stay ready to get ready. I think Scott Perry is at the point where I'm going to be prepared and ready.
Yeah.
And if there's somebody that I truly like, then I'll pounce. If there's not, I'm just going to go ahead and play my cards out. And so, unfortunately, it's really not on our time. Now, and that's why I say this offseason for me will tell me some stories. I always said it. This trade deadline, this offseason, we'll figure it out. We'll see how this organization is getting ready to move. Now, when you say it's not on a lot of people's time, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people would have liked to just went all out this offseason to see what happens.
A lot of people are surprised by how well Russell Westbrook is playing, and we'll see how far he can continue to play like this or how long. Other surprises quickly here in the NBA so far. The Lakers are 7-2 without LeBron.
Man.
The Bulls are off to a 6-1 start. And Wemby, after a fantastic start, in his last 2 games, he's been held to 28 points total on 9 of 28 shooting.
Which is, I consistently say about Wemby, not to be negative, is he's a star, he's a superstar, but until he can be consistent every single night, an off night for a star is not 9 points. He scored 9 points 2 games ago.
Yeah, 9 and then 18.
That as a star of your team, that can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
If when stars here in Sacramento score 9 points, we screaming at the top of our lungs. You can't
Teams
score
are
9
defending
points.
them differently.
Absolutely. Bam gave him everything he needed.
Mm-hmm.
And as good as he is defensively, you could see somebody who could take him off the dribble and punch on him and hit him with a reverse. And I mean, he had him turning in circles. Bam Adebayo was working Wembanyama.
Is the Bulls 6-1 start the biggest surprise?
Probably.
I'm really surprised that the Lakers 7-2, not only without LeBron, but as we know, I mean, Luka wasn't there the whole time as well.
Yeah.
They're feeling really good about themselves.
I'd probably say them. The other one I'd take a look at is Orlando on paper just looks good. And they, for whatever reason, just can't find their rhythm right now.
They're kind of like the Ravens of the NBA so far, although they never accomplished as much as the Ravens.
Sure.
But a disappointment, whereas the Bulls might be like the Colts a little bit.
Okay, I see it. A little comparison.
A little bit.
I like where you're going. Shane Steichen, Billy Donovan. Yeah.
When we come back, what's up with Brock Purdy? When are we going to see him on the field again next? Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
Ready to pregame for your next big arena event? Head to Beach Hut Deli, a Sacramento tradition for over 40 years where aloha is served daily. Located just steps from the arena, whether it's game day or a concert night, it's the perfect spot to gather with friends and enjoy amazing sandwiches. Planning a bigger get-together? Beach Hut Deli offers endless catering options to bring those fresh, delicious flavors to your next party or event. Beach Hut Deli, Good vibes, great food, and epic times await.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
Coming to you poolside. Hey, Jonah, I'm saying your name on the radio right now.
Jonah.
From Springfield, Illinois. He's here for a wedding.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. He came swimming down our way. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Say my name on the radio, so there you go.
There it is, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Jonah out here, man, enjoying the revival at the Sawyer, Kempton Sawyer, and in town. So hopefully the Sawyer's treating you right, brother.
Yep. Hopefully the Kings will treat the faithful well tonight.
Yes,
the
sir.
Kings are threatening to actually start establishing something that almost looks like a home court advantage. They've been playing well at home. You know?
I like
They're
it.
getting there. They're creeping
like
up
it.
on one.
Boy.
If you win tonight against the Thunder.
Keep bad.
Yeah.
I like that, Whitey.
So
they're resembling one, huh?
it starts, yeah. You know, the longest journey begins with the smallest steps, Jay.
That much is true.
It's been an ongoing
true.
effort, and I know it is something that matters to your personal friend, Coach Christie.
Man, hold down the fort. Don't let nobody come into your kitchen and cook on your oven without any explanation. You know, that's what it really comes down to. As I said, you don't seem like the type of guy to go into anybody's house and just put your feet up on the coffee table.
Right.
The Kings been allowing that too long around here in Sacramento. So, you gotta transition into holding
putting their
down
drinks
home
on
court.
the table. No coasters, Jay.
No coaster, baby. This is wood. This ain't glass. Windex ain't gonna clean this. And Pledge ain't going to knock it out.
That's right. That's right. No disregard for the homeowners. But that's changing, hopefully, maybe, a little bit. So Zach LaVine not on the injury report, and we have to check if there's anything new on DeMontis.
4:30. There's another one out. Just dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Bonus is out. Thank you for that update, Ramsey. That's all right. Drew Eubanks time.
Man, Drew's been playing well. He, of all the people, I know we've talked about Russell Westbrook quite a bit so far this season. Me personally, Drew Eubanks has surprised me. Truly has, Whitey, because I seen Drew Eubanks' name on the roster and I just kept it moving.
Mm-hmm.
But he's played pretty good ball when he's had the opportunity, when he's been given chances.
Yeah, it's tough for him in this sense. He's replacing Jonas Valanciunas. And he's not Jonas Valanciunas.
Right.
Yeah. Jonas Valanciunas, who is basically a starter playing backup minutes. He did that here. He's doing it in Denver. Whereas Drew Eubanks is backup center. Hopefully you get a little something from him. And he's been playing really well.
Yeah, he has. He's basically taken advantage of every single minute that he's been on the court and done some good things. Minus maybe, free throw shooting, of course. But he's played pretty well for the Kings so far.
There was a stretch there where Doug he fell out of Doug's favor a little bit. And then, he just wasn't playing him much.
Right.
I'm wondering if we're going to see Maxime Reynaud tonight. Last game was a really good matchup for him because the Warriors are not that formidable up front. Oklahoma City's a different animal with the Hartenstein and with the big fella I rode the elevator up with. So,
yep.
Reno, on the other hand, he played well. So, it's like, okay, well, here's a step up from the competition you played in the last game. Let's see what you do. I would like to see him, but I would certainly understand if he doesn't see a lot of minutes tonight.
Yeah, I definitely. I was looking at the injury report. Our fellow Revival stalwart Aaron Wiggins is not playing tonight.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got a left abductor strain. So maybe that's what he was doing in the pool.
I noticed he was limping a little bit in the water. I thought that's
Jai on it.
That's a left adductor strain if I've ever seen one. But I didn't want to say anything.
That's right. Don't speak it into fruition. And Lou Dort is out also.
Yeah.
For the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're playing the Thunder and you're a guard and you find out Lou Dort's out? You'd be like,
yes.
Yeah. That's no fun playing against that guy.
I'm happy he's out and I'm not even on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Dort is the torture chamber, right?
Yeah.
He is a heck of a defender. He's a heck of a ball player. He's a champion, and he's someone that you can win a championship with. He's shown that. But his defense, his defensive prowess is crazy on the court, man.
Mm-hmm.
He is a ball player.
What do you think of the debate between Draymond and Kevin Durant? And they are just the latest to embody it.
Yep.
But offense, defense, and basketball.
Sure.
Draymond says you can't win a championship without playing good defense. The only people who say that offense wins championships, they haven't won championships, and so therefore no one cares what they think because they don't know what they're talking about. And Kevin Durant says, no, it's offense. We won those Warrior teams. Yeah, the defense was great, but the offense was great also. I mention it also because the Kings obviously are a team that struggles at the defensive end. They're trying to overcome that offensively. Is it a simple matter of, well, you got to have both, or is Draymond right? Ultimately, it comes down to defense wins championships before you answer.
Yeah.
I had this debate with the great Jerry Reynolds
Okay.
a couple of summers ago. We used to talk about the Warriors, and I would say, man, they were what really set them apart was how good they were defensively when they were winning championships. And he said, what set them apart was they were a great offensive team.
Yeah, I would say in the NBA I lean towards offense.
Really?
Yeah, I truly do because it's tough to be a great defender in the NBA, just like we talk about certain positions in the NFL, because it's just too ticky-tacky nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
The swing through, just so many different movements. The Euro step, you let Giannis take one dribble from half court all the way to the 10. It's just tough to defend, at a super high level for so long. And, you get into foul trouble and bonuses start to come arise. For me, and the way I attribute those Warrior championships are Avalanche. Their offense was a snowball. They would hit you so quick with 20 that it was in the blink of an eye. Within 3 minutes, you down 15 all of a sudden.
3 minutes of the third quarter,
yes.
typically.
Yeah, it was always third quarter for the most part. You're right. And so I think Draymond argues defense because he wants to be, be kind of put
he's
up
really
higher
saying,
in the whole
I matter more than people think.
Absolutely.
That's really what he's saying.
He's politicking for his Hall of Fame induction.
Mm-hmm.
What I do, what Ben Wallace, what Dennis Rodman, what we brought to the table, and what I do compared to the game now. What do you think about this? And maybe I'll ask the legend when we get him on next week. Do you believe there are less stellar defenders in the league now compared to other generations?
I would guess so, but I think defense does set a team apart, and the best of the best teams are great defensive teams for the reasons you mentioned.
Right.
It is hard.
Right.
So the teams that can do it well, it does give you, in the biggest games, a little bit of an advantage if you're a better defensive team. And I also think defense is a little more reliable. And that's true in a lot of sports, right, Alan? Defense, I know Alan's heard this. You have offensive slumps.
I'll try to bring Alan on your side.
He's on my side.
I see
He's
you already
my guy.
operating the way this is going already. As soon as he walks up, because I said offense, you say defense, now Alan's on your side.
Bottom line, it's kind of cliche, but it's cliche because it's true. Defense doesn't you don't have slumps defensively.
Very true. Very true.
Allen's nodding knowingly.
Well, he's going to only do that because he listens to the music outside. He's nodding to the music, to the beat, man. He's not talking about what you're saying. I agree with you in this form. I think defense in the NBA separates the cream of the crop compared to the average team. And I think we could probably say that in all sports, so I'm not saying anything that we don't know. But I do think in the NBA there are very few good and or great defensive teams. And to go along with offense being at an all-time high right now and pace being at an all-time high and everything else, you know what it is. I completely agree that the good defensive teams, they probably separate themselves in the league. But just using the Warriors were just a different animal offensively for me. Mm-hmm. But defensively, they had spurts. They would lock in when they needed to, especially in the playoffs. But offensively, I just really think – and the last championship to me showed me that their team is more offensively driven than their defense for me.
And future generations, when they look back on the Warriors, they will look at that one, the last one in 2022, and go, wait, what?
Snuck
the other
it out.
one's like, oh, yeah, I get it. And then they got Durant, and then, wait, what? How did they do that?
Yeah. It's the first and the last for the Warriors. People will say, okay.
Yeah.
The two in the middle, it is what it is.
That wasn't even
you guys
a fair
were
fight
supposed
with
to
Durant.
win.
Yeah.
Last one is interesting.
When we come back, we'll get to Brock Purdy. Also, if 49ers-Rams comes down to one thing, this is what it's going to come down to. We'll share that with you next from Revival Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Get Black Friday savings during the Happy Honda Days excitement going on now at Stockton Honda, Northern California's best Honda dealer. You'll score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas. Don't wait. The clock is ticking at StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in L.A., red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, Don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hello, I'm Frank Conklin with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Social Security's announced a 2.8% cost of living increase for 2026 for an average of just $56 per month. Some are concerned that we may not be using the right measure of expenses to set these increases. Some Democratic lawmakers are asking to use the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which includes more items relevant to seniors. A $1,000 benefit indexed under the current rules from 2025 to now would be $1,601 today and $1,622 using the CPIE. The change would not add much to seniors' pockets, but could see an 11% faster spend down on Social Security trust fund assets. Payrolls rebounded in October with private payrolls gaining. This week also saw the Supreme Court possibly decide that the current tariffs are not legal. If the tariffs are reduced or eliminated, it could lower inflation and drive interest rates lower. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
So, Jay, before I came out today, of course, I was telling Sheena, we're out at the Kimpton Sawyer today.
Yes,
She's like,
sir.
yeah. She says, we should go to a game and stay there.
Bingo.
That's a way to get it done, right?
Come on now.
Yeah.
Boy, Mrs. Gleason, I see why you married her. Sharp.
Definitely.
I'm talking about sharp.
Definitely.
Yeah, that would be a good move.
You have stayed here,
I
right?
have, yes. I have. But I might do what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a staycation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I like that. Come to a game and walk right across to the tunnel.
Yeah.
I like that.
You go to the game, and typically you go to the game, and then the game is over. It's like, okay, we go home.
Right.
But now, if you stay here, it's like the game's over. It's like, yeah, but we're going next door.
Yeah, come and have a beautiful dinner. And
yeah.
I like where Mrs. Gleason is thinking.
Front row seats to the beam, hopefully.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Just be smart. Pick like the Wizards or, something like that.
Right.
Utah.
Uh-huh.
Where you have a good percentage, a good high percentage of getting a win.
Mm-hmm.
Do that,
Yeah.
and then
that's a veteran move.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't do it against OKC. Don't do that. Yeah, don't.
Oh,
pick
you've
OKC.
given up on tonight already?
No. I'm
now
just
who's
saying.
gloomy and doomy? And for the record, I never said, "Oh, watch out for Jackson Dart."
You didn't. You surely did. I just had to throw that out there. Oh man, Jackson Dart. He's playing well. He's at the top of his game. 49ers defense got to be careful.
Brock Purdy slowly working his way back from injury. Mac Jones will be the starter against the Rams for the second consecutive week. ESPN reporting this. Purdy is officially listed as questionable because of that right big toe injury. We had Rod Brooks on earlier today, as we do every Friday. He says, he's going to play at some point this year. But, Kyle Shanahan was asked about whether Brock Purdy will play this year. And Jay said, I'm pretty sure he will. I'll be surprised if he doesn't, or I expect him to. He did not say yes, he will.
That's that Shanahan speak, huh?
Yeah.
That's tough. I'm with you. You never know with the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
You never know with Kyle Shanahan. The CMC situation last year taught me everything I need to know when it comes to Kyle and put the cherry on top for me. You have to take into consideration the source, and Kyle does a good job of working around his words. So does John Lynch. And so I think Purdy, just like Rob Brooks, I think Purdy's going to play. And unfortunately, I was going to ask Rod this too, but I think unfortunately the 49ers having that Week 14 bye, which is a super late bye, has probably caused a few guys to probably extend another week. Because if you had a Week 9, okay, you can get Week 9 bye. Maybe you'd be able to slip in that bye and then have them bounce back and get them prepared for the week after. But Week 14 bye is just kind of like,
Yeah.
Last time, I think the last week you can have a bye. I think it is.
I got you. Here's what Kyle Shanahan said exactly. And he was on
the 49ers Bay Area flagship. Quote, I'm pretty confident you will see him this year. So obviously it may read differently than it sounded.
Sure.
That's positive, but as you said, anybody who speaks Shanahanese knows that, he's left himself some wiggle room.
Gives
there.
him an out.
Yeah.
Truly does. That's what Kyle does. That's what John Lynch does. That's what the 49ers do. You're not going to box him in and back him into a corner. Well, we never said he was playing. We just said that, we expected him to play.
Yeah. If Purdy is not active against the Rams, it'll be the 8th game he's missed this season. Mac Jones gone 5-2 in his place. And Mac Jones has been one of, if not the single biggest reason why the 49ers against all odds are 6-3.
Yeah, he's been
Christian
dealing.
McCaffrey may be a bigger reason, but Mac Jones has been, for a backup quarterback to do that where you really feel like you haven't missed a beat, that's very special and unique.
6-3 with Brock Purdy would be a pretty damn good record. 6-3 with Mac Jones, that's, man, we're cooking with some grease.
If 49ers Rams comes down to one thing, it may be 49ers and what they do on third down. I got some numbers here. Bear with me.
Okay.
49ers third down conversion rate this year, 47.2%. That is third best in the NFL. They've had 121 third down attempts. That's number 2 in the NFL, the most attempts. The Rams have allowed a third down conversion at 33%, which is second best. So it may come down to whether the 49ers can convert on third down against the Rams. I thought it was interesting, the conversation we had with Rod Brooks today, where Rod Brooks said the 49ers' best chance may be to win a shootout. Going back to that game they played on Thursday Night Football in L.A., that was not a shootout. So that kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I think if I'm hearing what Rod is speaking, I'm thinking he's saying this team's best ability is on the offensive side, and you just don't know what you're getting defensively. So, the best choice is your best choice, right? And so you go with what has brought you here, and I think offensively this team has been above shoulders on their defensive side. So
I'm trying to think. That reminds me of another team in a different sport, and I can't think. They score.
Yep.
Really struggling.
They wear purple?
I think they do.
Oh, okay.
That's the team.
Yeah, Utah. Oh, no, my bad. Yeah. I think it's the 49ers' best weapon, however you see it, is getting the ball to, their weapons, albeit half of them are hurt, offensively compared to just defensively. I challenge anyone to go back, and I was thinking about this. We may do this maybe next week. We'll have to wait till we get a third voice or so. But I challenge anybody to try to ramble off the starting depth chart offensively and defensively for the 49ers from the beginning of the season.
I'm not taking that challenge. I'll pass.
Go, no, man. It's Whitey's wish list here, We need something. Kevin 7, we need something with this, man.
Yeah.
Because it's truly, if you think about who you on paper believed, would have this team, half the people, if not 3/4 of the starters, you wouldn't have never guessed it. Half the people that's playing weren't even on this chart. Wasn't even on this team coming into the season. You know, so the Kendrick Bournes of the world, the Tatum Bethunes of the world, the Marcus Siegels of the world, like all those guys playing and having a good opportunity to play 6-7 games, it's crazy. You would have never guessed it.
Let's just say that I was able to, with Alan's help, come up with a time machine.
Okay.
And so we built this time machine. Kyle Ledbetter probably would have helped as well.
All right.
I go back in time to right before the season starts, and I visit you, and I tell you all the people that are going to get hurt for the 49ers. What do you think their record would be? I'm going to tell you it's 9 games in.
Yep.
Warner's out for the year. Brock Purdy's hardly played at all. Bosa is out for the year, and that's just the start of it. And what would you guess their record would be?
Almost reverse. I'd probably say 3-6. Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I would have said, they lose the Rams game, but they win the Texans game, or I'd probably pointed it out that way. Yeah, 3-6, 4-5. That's probably where I'd be at.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw on Saturday Night Live they had a skit, Debbie Downer.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a Dub G Downer.
Okay. Give it to me.
If the 49ers don't win this week and the Bears do, and then I think also the Lions play Washington and the Lions do, the 49ers would be out of the playoff picture.
Yeah.
At least for now.
Sure.
That's nothing definite, but they would actually fall out of the top 7.
Yeah. Understand.
Wah, wah.
Understood. I get it. I see where you're going. I see what you're cooking up here.
But with the schedule,
are you trying to set my expectations up here?
That was something I saw today, and it's one of these things that I'm reluctant to mention it because I don't want Jay coming down into my kitchen saying, "Don't be so negative."
Well, no, that's reality.
Yeah,
that's reality,
right.
And the fact of the NFC is very top heavy. It is in the form of the Lions, the Packers, Buccaneers, the Rams, the Seahawks, and then you kind of have that next rung, which is us, or did I say Lions on top? Now it's 49ers, Vikings.
Right. The Bears are in there.
Oh, I forgot the Eagles, the Bears.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
You get credit for forgetting.
Yeah,
Eagles.
absolutely. So
you should be commended.
So it's just kind of one of those things where if you ask me, I'd say 4-5, 3-6.
Yeah. Here's the top 5 games of the upcoming NFL weekend. What do you think, Jay?
All right, here we go.
Yeah, maybe you grade each of these 0 to 10. 0 is like nothing game. 10 is like must see.
All right.
Number 5, Baltimore at Minnesota.
Give me a 4.
Number 4, Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh at the LA Chargers.
Give me a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3, Rams at 49ers. Now, obviously, because
7.
Yeah, 7. All right.
Yep.
Number 2, New England at Tampa Bay.
5.
5?
Yeah, I'm not sold on the Patriots yet.
5?
I'm not sold. The Patriots, you talking about an easy schedule. They have absolutely played no one.
Plus, they lost to the Raiders.
They have, right, which speaks to volumes.
Uh-huh. Number 1. See, I thought I was excited about these games.
Really?
Yeah. I got probably like a 7.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
8.
Yep.
Number 1.
Yep.
On the Whitey list anyway.
Here we go.
Monday Night Football.
Ooh.
Philadelphia at Green Bay.
Yeah, that's probably an 8. It's probably an 8.
I think my radar gun runs a little hotter than yours.
You know what? Have you ever gotten a ticket and went to court?
No.
I got a ticket when I was young. I was like 21, and I got it for tailgating. Right? And I'm like, man, what in the heck? But it was 4-something. It was 4 o'clock. I never forget. I think it's 4:32 p.m. And I was right over by Hagen Oaks. Yes, by Hagen Oaks, right? And at that time, I had I like cars. I had a very, very nice car for my age, right? And so police gives me a tailgating ticket. I'm like, tailgating? You must be crazy. So I'm like, I'm fighting it. Anyway, long story short, you get into court, and if you've ever done it for traffic school or for a traffic ticket, the policeman comes out and says, I'm officer such and such, this is my badge, and my gun is plus or minus 2. And I'm like, what? And so then, needless to say, I didn't win. I didn't get it at all. I'm like, it was 4:32 in Sacramento, and it was on a Friday. No doubt about it. And I was coming around the bend by Hagen Oaks over by Auburn as you approach. You'd be going south on 80, Business 80.
So you were on the freeway.
I was on the freeway.
Okay.
And we were going like 30. He gave me a tailgate ticket. Anyway, long story short, plus or minus my gun reads, 2 or 3. So that's where you're at right now. You're plus or minus 3. Right now, you're
minus 4.
You're right. You're right.
These are good games.
We're riding in the car together, and you're like, we're sitting, typical movie style. We're behind a big sign, and you're driving, and I'm in the passenger seat. Somebody drives by and like, should we get him? And you're like, definitely. The speed limit is 55, and he's going 58. Let's get him. And I'm like, man, he's got to at least be going 65 for us to pull out of the
I got him at 52.
That's where you're at, man.
Yeah, we'll come back.
We're on opposite sides.
We'll come back, wrap things up here from the Revival. 8 games in, do we have a better idea of who these Kings are? We tackle that next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Sacramento, the stages are heating up, and Sactown Sports has your tickets to the biggest live shows coming your way. Kick things off with hometown favorite Tyler Rich, bringing that California country sound to Ace of Spades on November 22nd. Then crank it up with Spike and the Gimme Gimmes, the punk rock supergroup that knows how to throw a party, November 29th, also at Ace of Spades. Need a laugh? Don't miss comedy legend Mike Epps, live December 5th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. He's guaranteed to have you rolling. And keep the music going with rising country star Larry Fleet, December 6th at Ace of Spades. Smooth vocals, killer songs, and all the good vibes. Then mark your calendar for Brooks and Dunn, April 25th, 2026 at the Nugget Casino Resort in Reno. It's going to be neon lights, boots, and big hits. Catch all the action on the Sactown Sports live events calendar at SactownSports.com and keep your weekend's game time ready.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those...
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
Well, this isn't the best news if you're a fan of the show. We're only on for a little bit longer here as we're wrapping things up. But the good news is this. Jay's going to be sticking around for a while because he's bringing you game night tonight with the High Flyer.
Just a little bit longer.
Uh-huh.
Just another, few more minutes here with my guy HT.
Few more minutes?
Yeah.
Hour, right?
Yeah, an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at it as a few more minutes.
And you'll also be here?
We'll be right here at Revival. Shouts out to Tony and the team.
Yes, thank you, Tony.
Thank you, man. And, man, this is becoming one of my favorite spots, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Truly is. And, we got decent sun here to be fall. And just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful outside spectacle out here, man.
Yeah, they got the fire pit going behind you there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
We should go do the show over there one day.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yep. Very nice. And they brought us some of the wonderful hors d'oeuvres. And I apologize, I am not sure what the menu item is. They are mini hot dogs, like in a deep fried bun, if you will, with a dipping sauce, and they're tremendous.
Oh, they're spectacular.
It's called the Starting Five or something.
Starting Five.
Yeah.
That's what it was, huh? Yeah.
Something
like that, yeah.
Yeah, they're tremendous.
Dude, it is. Yeah, they are. Need 10 of them.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I need the Starting
Pigs
Five.
in a blanket.
I need the reserve squad. I need the G League team.
And is there anybody on the free agency list?
Yes, free agency, 40th anniversary team. I'll take them all. Bring them all over.
No, they are good. They are super good, man. They are. Goodness gracious. Don't make no sense.
Yeah, we know that the Kings have been talking about establishing an identity, and as you keep reminding me correctly, it's really very early to be talking about any of that stuff. But do we have a better idea at all of who they are 8 games in compared to who they were when the season started?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would say, as you ponder that, the interesting thing to me is that Coach Christie and Scott Perry talked a lot about toughness, competitiveness. I could go through the whole thing, but I'm not going to. Part of the problem with the Kings so far is they have more slogans than they have wins, with all these different sayings and everything.
Right,
but that's okay. But they have been competitive and they've been tough without the defensive component that they've talked about, because they haven't been very good defensively. I have a feeling they knew that there was going to be a challenge. But I tend to think of those things as kind of going hand in hand. But while the Kings have not been very good defensively, they still have been very competitive, and I dare say they've been tough.
Yeah. I don't know, Whitey, because I want to take the cop out, the route of saying it's still too early for me to, understand who this team really is. But I do think there are some characteristics you can probably start to,
I think so too.
You can attach yourself to believing, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna take, if you allow me, I'm gonna go ahead and take the cop out role here and say
too early to tell.
Yes. If you allow me to, just allow me to this time. And maybe if you ask me in 5 games, you put my feet to the fire, I'll give you that answer. I think this team, with Russell Westbrook, with Dennis Schroeder, and of course Malik, and I'll even sprinkle Dylan Cardwell's couple of appearances. I think this team, and of course with Coach Bobby Jackson and Coach Christie, I think this team has a little more attitude.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they do. And you could take it as, Draymond Green attitude, or you can take it as, I was going to say Tony Allen. That's not a good example at the moment. But I think there's levels to attitude.
Antonio Brown.
Well, yeah, that too, right? There's levels to, the type of attitude that we look every single day for in the NBA. But I think, I don't want to use the word toughness. They have a little something to them, though.
Okay.
They have a little peskiness to them. They have a little bite to them.
Fair enough, because I did use toughness, but you're not ready to go that far yet.
No, because to me, toughness is defense. Toughness is, somebody coming down the lane, we're going to put you on your tailbone. Toughness is, I might have to fight you. And Precious Achua was the other person I was looking for. I really think they have a different type of tone and attitude to the way they're operating. Russell Westbrook coming over to the corner, telling the fans, "Let's go, baby! This is Sacramento. This is a place that I've known that's in your ear as a fan, as a player. I'm listening to the fans." Dennis Schroeder kind of telling the referee, "Don't worry about it. This is between me and this A&B conversation. I don't need you to. I don't need no fouls called. I don't need no text called. I'm gonna handle my business with the player. Those type of things. Precious Achua coming in. As he said, I'm a rebounder.
Yep.
I know my role. I'm not here to score 15 points. I'm here to get off the ground and get the ball. And if you're coming down, I'm gonna play a little defense on you too. So I think the attitude is a little different.
Here's what Scott Perry has said from the jump, what he's looking for. He's looking for his team and his players to be responsible, accountable, professional, tough, team-oriented, and disciplined. Have you seen much of that so far?
Give them to me one more time, because I was pinpointing 2 or 3.
Let's see. Responsible, accountable, professional, tough, team-oriented, and disciplined.
I see.
I have. I mean, I'm not going to break it down
oriented.
each by
Yeah.
each category, because some of them are kind of they go hand in hand.
Yeah, they
do. I think they've definitely team-oriented. I think they've been playing hard. They've been playing for each other for the most part, with some lapses in there. And I this is where you and I differ. I have seen some things that I just would describe as toughness, and I respect the fact that you're not quite willing to go there. But to me, I think we've seen some of that more than I think we've seen from some recent versions of the Kings.
No. I mean, I totally understand it. The Dennis Schroeder example I gave is definitely toughness, where we've implored this team to show a little grit, show a little attitude, show a little toughness. I think Dennis Schroeder has, some of the blank stares and the blank, you look at Dennis Schroeder and it's like, you don't know what he's thinking. He hit a couple of those just cold-blooded threes at the end of the last game, and he left that hand down and he just looked, That's a form of toughness.
I agree.
No doubt about that.
And I think that may go a long ways towards them starting to establish, as a high flyer comes by, some kind of home court advantage. You were talking earlier about how other teams come in and they put their feet up on a coffee table. Yeah. And in the past, Kings teams have been, that's fine. Yeah, here's some soda if you can drink it. If you will spill it, okay.
Yeah.
And now Dennis Schroeder's like, like the grandma comes in, get your feet off the table, right?
100%, Whitey.
Yes.
100%. You're right. Dennis Schroeder ain't standing for that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And Russ ain't standing for that.
Uh-huh.
And that's the level of what we need to see, at least from my perspective, and I think from yours. When we're talking about toughness, attitude, grit, a rebuttal to certain things. Those are the things we've been asking from this team for a while now, and I just always go back to the fact of Domas was on the ground and Draymond Green did whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And I can picture
He put his feet on Domas's coffee table.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And nobody's grandma was there to say anything for the most part. Right. And if there was somebody that was standing outside. I said, don't do that.
Yeah. Hey, come on now.
Yeah. Like it. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there looking, and I'm like, if there's any time to get a technical, to get thrown out of a game as an assistant coach, or take the point, give the point up, but show something. Because to me, the Warriors were testing. Draymond was testing. It's almost like, you ever heard Roy Jones Jr. say this in boxing? In the first round, he would try to sting you as hard as possible to see if you could stand up to his punches. That was one of his, one of his tactics. And depending on how you took that punches, that's going to be a light night. I'm going to ride this on out, jump on my horse, and we just going to trot to the end. And I'll step on the gas if I want to. And so to me, that's what Draymond does quite a bit. He's going to test you. He's going to challenge you. And he did it. He truly did it. Now, he was way out of pocket with it. But, man, I'm telling you, I felt there were fans more fired up than the players. That's just me.
By the way, did you hear what Draymond said about Paul Pierce?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, not Paul Pierce. Paul George.
Paul George
in his podcast.
Yes.
He said, "No, you can't give up your podcast." It's so funny because for years people have criticized Draymond for doing his podcast during the season, and Paul George said, "I'm going to back off my podcast." Which is a good podcast, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and focus on basketball. And Draymond criticized him for that. Said, you can't back down just because people want you to stop your podcast.
And Draymond, at this point, he's a basketball player / reporter. He's all in it.
He also apologized for calling Dak a bum, but I didn't even read the story. I saw it, and I was like, I didn't care that he said it. I certainly don't care why he apologized, so I didn't read it, but I did see that he apologized for calling Dak a bum.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
You think he's a Lion? You think he's a Lions fan? You think Draymond's a Lion? I've never really heard him put on.
Know.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. That would
Saginaw,
make sense, huh?
right?
Yeah,
He's from Saginaw.
Yeah. By the way, we're right next to the Golden One Center.
It's hopping now over there.
Yeah, OKC coming in tonight. And Oklahoma women's team coming in Monday. That'll be number 6 ranked Oklahoma against number 3 ranked UCLA. My brothers used to go there.
Okay.
Listen for the winning code word. Going to give it to you right now. And this is your chance to win a pair of courtside seats to see number 3 UCLA take on number 6 Oklahoma. The game is Monday at 7:30 p.m. And this hour's code word is throw. THROW, throw. 916-339-1140. Text in that code word for your chance to win courtside seats. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Love it. Love it, man. I'm thinking about going to that game. I might go to that. If I can, I might text and see if I can get the courtside seats. I got to do mine like Whitey Gleason. If my feet ain't touching the floor, I don't want no more. That's it. That's just where we at with it. So
the coolest thing when you sit anywhere near courtside, to me, it's just obviously you're so close. It's great, but being able to hear everything that the players are saying to each other and to the officials.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah,
that's very true. Yeah, I like where you're going with that.
Mm-hmm.
It is a different perspective of the game.
Right.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Definitely right about that.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for the Kings tonight in Oklahoma City Thunder, and I say we may have to reevaluate what we think of this team depending on what happens tonight. Jay, I believe your view is it's too early for any of that.
Just a little bit. I'll hold my my discretion. I'll hold my opinion for a couple more games. I really think 15. Most you hear coaches say 20 games, right? I'll give it to you at 15. How about that? Is that cool?
Well, in all
agree
fairness,
to that?
I mean, most basketball people, I'm sure the Hot Flower would say this, is like, you got to wait for 20 games.
Yeah, it's 20, 25.
Yeah, so if you're going to give me 15, I would. That's very gracious
okay.
of you.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Because Stretchy B's asking me.
Yeah.
So I'll give you my thoughts. But I do think there are some characteristics that the team has shown. And truly, you using toughness, I'm using attitude with Russ and Dennis Schroeder and Precious and, the coaching staff being who they are. I think there's a different little attitude. You come at me, we're going to come at you. Coach Christie always says, you're going to feel us, and I think he's just imploring these guys to continue to be that way. But, like I said, last game when I seen Schroeder hold that hand out a little bit, he hit a couple of blank stare threes, and I jumped up off the couch. I'm like, that's what we need.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for. To me, those are the things that go a long way in a full season. When Russ is, wrapping up Giannis, that's what we need. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I know that this year supposedly is about starting to establish some things and lay the foundation for some things. And I think you can see that there's some progress there. And I'm qualifying it because I respect what you're saying. Like, it's too early to get too carried away with any of this. But I think there's been some progress there. And I think Russ has brought a lot of it, but also Dennis Schroeder and just the whole attitude of the team seems to be they're not a team that I think other teams are going to be able to come in here and just have a good time at the Golden One Center. In recent years, I think teams would come in here, it's like, it's party time.
Yeah, it's a get-right game.
Yeah.
Let's lollipop around.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
We might not win, but nothing about it's going to be very tough.
Yeah.
Or difficult.
If nothing else, you might walk away with the win, but you sure going to have some bandages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm with that. And I'll take that in the form of whatever the expectation is for this team, which is not as high on many different people's boards. If, you gritty and grimy and you come in here and, you're going to fill us, to use the words of Coach Christie, and this team fights for a play-in spot, it'd be interesting to see how many people will like it. Because those things are entertaining a lot of times, right? Those things where if the Dennis Schroeder cold-blooded 3, the Russell Westbrook triple-doubles, even if you take a loss, sometimes people will, oh, okay, I got it. I see what was happening, and we didn't get the wins, but at least I was entertained.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I'm most curious about tonight is to see how the Kings fare offensively, especially down the stretch if the game is competitive at the offensive end. Because Oklahoma City, obviously, an outstanding defensive team. Holmgren's playing and Caruso's playing. The last 3 games, the Kings offensively have done a lot of good things. They've scored a lot of points. Can they do anything close to that tonight? I'm not saying, they need to score 125 again. Obviously, that'd go a long ways towards winning. Don't know how realistic that is. But can they maintain that energy that they've had, even in the half court offensively? I want to see if they're able to do that tonight against a really good defensive team.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Mm-hmm. It'd be very, very interesting. No Lou Dort tonight, but it'd be very interesting to see how they can operate against the defending champs here. Yeah, it truly is, because the defensive level that the OKC Thunder can reach, they can flip the switch as they've shown us. That's difficult to go against. No
it
doubt.
Also gets back to a question that the Kings have been asking a lot lately, which is how do you counter the size? If you got Hartenstein and you got Holmgren,
I don't know
in the
what
front court.
Know what we're gonna do.
Right.
No Domas in there.
Right.
Drew Eubanks probably gets the start. I haven't paid attention. I probably need to pull it up. But Drew Eubanks probably gets the start. We may see a little more Precious Achua, knowing you got Chet and like you said, IH coming at you too.
Yeah, and Precious Achua is he's big, but he's only 6'8" against the Twin Towers.
6'8" is better than 6'4".
Yes, it is.
Which is, we've had someone starting at 6'4",
right,
at our 4 spot.
Russ is one of those guys, though. It's like when Barkley played power forward. It really don't matter how tall he is. Yeah,
I get it, but naturally, Chet Holmgren, who you stood close to, today in the elevator, that's a different human being, man.
Yeah, it is.
And when you 7 feet 6'11" or whatever he is, and then you got the long, lanky arms, the wingspan, 6'4", man.
That's a tough matchup. This is a very tough matchup tonight.
I'd rather take the 6'8".
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I say if they were to win tonight, may have to rethink some things. But it's gonna be a challenge.
What if
this club.
What if they win, meaning the Kings?
Yeah.
And then OKC is on a back-to-back Portland and Sacramento losing streak. Are we then saying, oh man, they're on a losing streak?
Oh, they're done.
Okay. See how quick things change.
Yes. Yeah. What scares me from the Kings' standpoint is that after SGA shot, what did he shoot, 2 free throws or 4 free throws last time they played? That makes me nervous.
You gonna double it?
The officials tonight, I don't think that they looked up the box score that last game, and they're not thinking, well, he didn't shoot that many.
Allegedly.
But I think it's going to be hard to limit him to that many free throws again tonight, and I hope he doesn't have a parade going to the foul line tonight.
Yeah,
that's worrisome.
Yeah, and to me, that's not a very it's not an entertaining game in many different ways.
Right.
So I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. Please don't have SGA in a free throw shooting competition tonight.
Right.
Yeah, I would really not like that.
Yeah. Now, as far as the 49ers go, after talking to Rod Brooks, after talking it over,
yes, sir.
The two of us,
yes, sir.
What's your level of optimism for the 49ers against the Rams?
I think it's going to be a good game. I could see it going either way. I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sit up here and say, like Rod Brooks said, I could see this being a shootout. I could see this being a 2-score game for the Rams. I don't see this being a 2-score game for the 49ers. I think if the 49ers win, it'll be closer. I think if the Rams win, you can have an opportunity of a shootout or something close, or, a 2-score win. I think 49ers got about a 45% shot.
Can we give them a 49% since they're 49ers?
Sure, give it to them.
Okay, all right.
I think if you're really looking at it and you're being realistic, the Rams are healthier, and on paper, they look like they have an opportunity to call it 50-50. The other part of it, too, is, and this is what I'm taking into consideration, that's why I give them a 45% shot or 49% shot, is you already got the win against the Rams. So if you're telling me the 49ers are going to win, that means you're telling me they sweep the Rams. That'll be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm playing the percentages.
I know that you and I yesterday we were scoffing at the notion that Matt Stafford's a legitimate MVP candidate.
Yep.
But I saw somewhere, ESPN or SI.com, they polled general managers and asked them who's the MVP halfway through the season. Now, those aren't the people that actually vote on the award, but obviously they have some idea what's going on, and Matthew Stafford did very well in that vote as well.
Yeah.
So Matthew Stafford against a compromised 49er defense that they did not upgrade at the deadline is, to me, one of the more concerning matchups.
Agreed.
For Robert Saleh.
Agreed, completely, especially at the linebacker position.
Yeah.
Because the one thing Tatum Bethune is not so far is he's not a good coverage linebacker, especially not Fred Warner.
Right.
We're talking about probably the best linebacker in the league. Some people would argue others, but Tatum Bethune hasn't showcased that type of coverage in the passing game. I really think he's a 10-yard and in type of linebacker right now. But I try and look at Brian Baldinger. I try and look at Ross Tucker. I try to look at guys who break down film. And everything, just from my experience, when they talk about Tatum Bethune, it's getting to the ball. It's attack mode. It's standing your ground. It's breaking down. It's squaring up. You don't really hear too much of, man, he ran down the field with the running back. That's Fred Warner-ish.
Mm-hmm. It's difficult to get away with blitzing Matthew Stafford.
Well, good luck.
So we need Bryce Huff to have a day.
You ain't
right?
lying. Yeah, you ain't lying.
And Deion White, I know he was not practicing this week or limited to practice.
Yeah.
Need him to make a splashy debut.
Yeah, we do, Keon.
We can only send 4, Jay.
I know. Maybe 5 here and there. But you're absolutely right. It's going to be a tough game. The Rams are good. 49ers are a very good team. I'm not sure if they're a great team. I think the Rams can be considered a very good team. I'm not sure if they're a great team. So we'll see. I think they're evenly matched. That's why I said 45 as we said 49%.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. I see the best chance for the 49ers to win, them controlling the ball, just dominating time of possession, keeping their own defense off the field, and maybe, I don't know about a shootout, but a kind of a lower scoring game, 24-21, something like that, where they're just able to frustrate the Rams offense by keeping them on the sidelines.
Ooh.
Picking up those third downs.
I might be wrong. Ramsey, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the over-under is 48.5. I think that's what I saw.
So I'd be
49.5.
49.5. So I'd be under there.
Yeah, I'm going
think that's
under,
their
too.
Best chance.
I'm going under, too.
Yeah.
Under. We expect a shootout. It'd be 10-7. Broncos, Raiders. You know how it goes, Whitey. It normally never works out the way that you want it to.
Right. Especially this year. Yeah.
Who knows?
The only thing you can count on in today's world is Jay Sebastian Johnson and the high flyer, Henry Turner. And they got game night for you coming up. We want to thank everybody here at Revival.
Shouts out.
Tremendous treatment. Make sure you come out here and show them the Sactown Sports app, and you get one beverage and 50% off the second beverage.
Love it.
Thank you, Jay.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll see you Monday.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I might. You might see you tonight?
No, I'm out, man. My daughter has this will be their last football game of the year, so I got to go check my daughter cheer out. They start at 7, so as soon as me and HT are done, I'm out of here, baby.
Have a great weekend. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Ramsey for keeping us on the air.
Appreciate you, Ramsey.
Stick around because we got game night next on Sactown Sports.
You don't want that smoke with a team of the year. We shaking things over here, don't doubt, we believe over.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence.